in one delicious treat. And the only reason you stop smiling is so you can start eating. The Girl Scout Thin Mints Blizzard, exclusively at DQ. Get it delivered at DQ.com. DQ. Happy tastes good.
This July 4th at Lowe's, get $10 off 1-gallon cans or $40 off 5-gallon pails on select interior and exterior paints, stains, and coatings via Lowe's gift card rebate. And with everyday appliance savings, save up to $750 now on select major appliances. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Actual size 110 to 640 fluid ounces. Rebate not valid with other discounts. See Lowes.com/rebates for more details. Savings instant in select stores. Exclusions apply. U.S. only. Paint pricing valid through 6/30. In-store must ask cashier to apply coupon. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Can't be combined with additional discounts. Valid through 7/14.
Truck drivers, it's time to get rolling with T-Force Freight. Drive for a team that's respected everywhere. As a CDL driver in Laverne, you'll earn $25 per hour and great benefits. Apply now at upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
Your home for Titans and Vols football. 104.5 The Zone. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. A Cumulus station. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 6 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. Vanderbilt, 2 victories away from reaching the championship round of the College World Series. In order to make it to the final round for the 4th time in school history, the Doors must defeat NC State twice, a Wolfpack team that has already defeated Vanderbilt in this tournament. Kumar Rocker, the expected starter for Vandy. First pitch set for 1 o'clock this afternoon on ESPN2. Major League Baseball, the Reds defeated the Braves 5-3. Atlanta 4 games below 500, 5.5 games behind the first-place Mets. Nashville Sounds walked it off last night with an 8-7 win over Charlotte. Nashville SC hosts CF Montreal tomorrow night at Nissan Stadium in MLS action. Kickoff is set for 7:30. The boys in gold won Wednesday night in a thrilling come-from-behind 3-2 victory over Toronto FC. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Ball for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by all 4 Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Welcome in. JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone. Finishing up another week. Vanderbilt, big weekend ahead for them. Clippers get back into the NBA Western Conference Finals last night behind a solid night from Paul George, including a half-court shot at the end of the third quarter. Sometimes he shows up, sometimes he goes 5 for 10 from the line, and they lose game 2. So from one game to another, who knows in the NBA. So there's a whole lot happening, of course. Welcome in. 11-year NFL veteran, Vol for Life, Ramon Foster, Jonathan Schaefer. I'm Jason Martin. We're here for the next 4 hours with you. Mike Keith will join us later on. He's set to be officially inducted into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame this weekend.
Yeah.
Big weekend. Definitely a big weekend for the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Also, David Ubben will check in the final hour. We can talk Kaidon Salter with him, obviously, because that's a wrap.
Done. Over with. Next chapter, close that book, revoke the scholarship, all those things that he kind of self-caused. Like, he did it to himself.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, did he make plays? Answer is no. He didn't even have a chance to make plays. You do that after you make plays if you're going to do that at all, and really just don't do that at all.
Yeah, just don't. You can't who was it on? What it was wrong. You can't do the same mistake twice.
No.
Like, both times you were arrested. It's not like you were on academic probation or nothing like that, which isn't good either. But goodness gracious, like, come on, man.
Yeah,
you gotta be able to do better for yourself. I could get on the soapbox about all I'm saying. So many people that wish they had that opportunity, and here you are, a guy just
throwing it away,
kicked it down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not to be picked up again. Somebody may pick it up, but boy, it sucks for him.
Never go full Isaiah.
Never go full. I don't care what age.
Don't even go half Isaiah.
Oh. One thing I always thought about, this is probably one of the first things my all of my relatives told me that I was close to when I was growing up, when I went to college. don't disappoint your family. Not in the sense of like playing or nothing like that, but like your last name is going to be traced back to your family when you get in trouble. Like right now, his family's dealing with the embarrassment of him right now being arrested for a second time. This time for him being in possession of weed, trying to get somebody else to throw away. Like, let's be serious about it. Like, I did not want to disappoint my mom and my granddad and my uncle. Like, I didn't want that. I'm from a little small town anyway, and imagine if my name had shown up in a newspaper somewhere. It's like, Ramon Foster did this is Knoxville. Like, that's not why we're here for. You know, like, it's in this world of resources and opportunity, man, it sucks for a kid to just throw that away. That's where I'm at with it. Like, there's one thing, I'm wearing the Vols villain shirt this morning. That doesn't mean be a villain out in the mean streets of Knoxville. Like, let's not go down that road, man. It's somebody may pick him up because he may have some talent. We don't know that because we saw absolutely none of that, Jason.
No, we didn't. We
got no report. Absolutely no report at all. And that sucks because this kid comes out as a 4-star quarterback in a new era of Josh Heupel. And you got to deal with the foolishness that comes along with it, but you didn't expect it from your quarterback. From what we understand, the kick door, whatever they had going on at the campus apartment. Why are you even there? Why are y'all even doing that type of thing on campus? Jay, in all my time at UT, I never thought about that. And I know I'm wired different than other people, and he's wired different than me. But you got to think. We saw the cafeteria area, Jason. Shafe, nice. They got a menu.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I'm sad we didn't grab an omelet while we were there.
I'm sad we didn't grab the chicken and waffles, Jay. Like, they had chicken and waffles for breakfast that day, and I'm like, hold up, y'all get this? Like, this is by far one of the best breakfast bars I've ever seen in my life, and I'm like, why do y'all need for anything? Because you don't. I know extra money is always a thing, and we all want to have a good time. I'll be honest, my first week on campus, like, yeah, how do we party on the college campus? It wasn't, yeah, how do we kick door somebody and then get caught months later with weed in the car? Like, that's total opposite of why you're at the University of Tennessee. Silly, idiotic, immature.
Can't win with them.
Can't win with them.
Can't coach them.
Can't. Won't and will not.
Other thing, and I wasn't surprised to see this just because I've been around you for the last 10 months. David DeCastro.
Yeah.
You kind of alluded to this in many conversations that we've had privately, that just DeCastro was a guy that, as the offensive line was breaking up, he's a real kind of emotional, very family-oriented.
Yeah.
And he saw that group in a special way. And once you left, that started it. And then Pouncey leaves. And then Villanueva leaves. And you had just kind of said flippantly, you're like, I wouldn't be surprised if DeCastro actually walks away from football.
Yeah.
And we don't know that, I guess, for sure.
Yeah.
But we know they've moved in Trey Turner, and they have they've made the switch, and I would bet you that's fairly amicable.
Yeah, I think so. It's a lot that goes into a guy like Dave, man. As great as he is, guys, and we talked about this all the time as far as the processes and what guys go through stuff, especially professional, like athletes. I've always kind of said that the superstars are kind of weird, and just guys in general are kind of finicky about everything that they do. Very prideful, love their system of just doing everything chronological in a certain way. It's got to be the norm. No matter how chaotic it is, my norm has to still be there. And what's going on with Dave, like, it's been chaotic with what's going on in Pittsburgh, man. And everybody kind of goes through that moment in a sense, and you as far as change and turnover, but you find a way to bounce back. To your point about all the guys going, like, Dave, if he was going to be in Pittsburgh, was going to have a hard reset. Like, when I came up, it was, okay, I was with a bunch of older guys, and then one of those guys left, and then they bring in Marquise, and then they bring in Marcus Gilbert the next year, they get rid of another older vet, and then DeCastro comes in, they get rid of another older vet. We kind of like were year after year after year after year growing up with each other, and we were together, I think, as a whole for 7 together. So we really raised together in that room, in that offensive line room. And Dave is a guy, man, with him and Alejandro, which they actually rode to work every single day together. Dave's a Stanford grad, man, and he's a smart guy. He's a thinker, and Al challenged him in those type of ways. And one thing I saw when that room left when Matt Filer went to the Chargers, I was like, that room is gonna be weird. And when I saw Al go to the Ravens, I was like, oh, I was like, I don't know how Dave's gonna survive that. Like here he is in year 10, about to be in year 10, with a bunch of guys who have the most starts they have in their room is like 13 starts. And here's Dave with close to 100, if not over 100 starts. Like, that's a big transition. I just kept saying, like, they should have traded Dave away earlier in the offseason to try to get something for him because he just wasn't going to work in that room. Not meaning he wasn't going to be a good player, but you need a lot emotionally to get through a season, man. That's being able to lean on somebody. That's being able to talk to guys, having what we should call every Thursday porch talk. Without me, without Pounce, without Al, without Gill, there's nobody for him to talk to. And I kind of said this yesterday to somebody. I was like, the one thing that I appreciated about my time in Pittsburgh was this. And the Titans, you guys are starting to see that too because you're building from within is you have the opportunity to grow up with one another. And when you see a special thing together like this Titans offensive line, like this offense is right now, you let it grow. You let it stay because the hope is eventually you're going to get to a point to where the real chase as far as getting to the Super Bowl is right in front of you. But with us, they believed in us so much, man, as a group, as a team, as a unit, that I'll be honest, in hindsight, we may have stuck around a bit too long. And that's why you're having this hard exit of players and culture and turnover right now. The management of a roster is huge. John Robinson's going to have his hands full when it comes down to these next couple of years of managing and balancing guys depending on what their age and what they're capable of and the way you want to continue to reload and not rebuild. And I think right now the Steelers' offensive line may be in a bit of a rebuild than a reload in a sense. Yes, they got Trey Turner, but the way it breaks down is you got to have a smooth transition of somebody who is ready to go right now. Mm-hmm. If I look at that line in Pittsburgh, I know they got some solid guys, some guys with that P-word potential, but I'm not sure if they're cocked, ready, and loaded to go already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's something to be said if somebody has triple-digit starts. Yeah. Being asked to then just almost play father figure to a bunch of real younger.
When that ain't his personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was more of an aloof guy. He was a Stanford guy, so he was a cerebral guy. He was wired a little bit differently, as a lot of offensive linemen can be, but of them, he was still wired fairly differently.
Very differently, man, and not in a bad way. It's just it was his way, and we understood him. I'd be the one, the icebreaker, bring Dave in. Like, I randomly text him about we both like trucks. And so I text him, about the Dodge TRX truck, and I know he likes that type of thing. He's got the Hellcat version of a Jeep Cherokee at one point, and just – those are the things that get him going. Him and Al went to Carnegie Mellon, so they talk about the craziest. Joe Rogan is a conversation piece they always had, talking about Elon Musk. So you see that mature type of conversation. The oldest person in that room may be BJ Finney. BJ may, I think, is like 28, 29. The next guy after him is 26. Dave's 31. He's 5 years removed with nobody he can actually lean on and talk to. And I know we always bring this up about the Titans O-line. Like, I think those guys are youthful and got some years ahead of them, but at some point we've already talked about, like, what's going to happen with Taylor, what's going to happen with Roger. I think the guy to lead the charge, Ben Jones, is another one. The guy that's going to lead the charge to keep it there is going to be Nate. Mm-hmm. Like, Nate is going to have a guy here or there that he can bring with him. And right now they got Dylan Radins. So you got two young cornerstones right now if Dylan Radins turns out to be what you want, but you got Nate and you got Dylan, and the job now, it'll be interesting to see how this draft goes next year, is finding one or two more young guys. You know what I'm saying?
Guys that can then be together for a while and build that kind of we don't even have to talk on the line.
And we weren't, you know?
Yeah, I remember Jeff telling me that you could just kind of make a motion with your elbow. Yep. Somebody would see it. You could just plant your ring finger a little bit differently. Somebody would see it. They'd know what you were planning. They'd know exactly what you were doing. Yep. All of that kind of thing.
Or on the next series, man, you'd be like, hey, watch this, and that's all you got to say. You know, or with a young guy, Dave's not a super vocal guy. So him seeing something as opposed to the first-year starter is like, dog, I'm out here playing chess for the first time. I
he's
understand
more
nothing.
he's more of an introverted
Very much
kind
so.
of guy, and that
so.
was going to be a real tough transition for
Very
him.
much so.
So, as you had said it to us when we were talking about it months ago, when I saw that, I'm like, well, there was something I actually was at some point expecting to read. 615-737-1045 is the telephone number. 737-1045. Vandy boys, can they beat NC State twice after losing to them once? Who would you give the ball to?
Wow.
Lighter or Rocker in this situation, if it was your decision to make, of course.
Wow.
And Corbin firing those guys up when they didn't seem like they had anything and just showing maybe a different level of a coach. It's just like, yeah, you can't upset daddy.
No.
Can't upset daddy. Cannot upset daddy. 615-737-1045 on Twitter at JMart and Ramon. I don't know if we're going to do the poll. We didn't do a poll yesterday. I don't know if we're going to bring it back today. We could do Cicada and Bell Witch.
I'm not voting on that one. I heard leave that lady alone, man. Y'all can vote on that. I'm not retweeting it or nothing.
There you go.
I'm scared. Yep.
Off and running. JMart and Ramon, 1045 The Zone.
Want exclusive Titans coverage? Just say, hey, Alexa, play 1045 The Zone.
Hey, are your sidewalks settling? You got slabs, patios, steps. Your door, your porch steps are tilted. Maybe your sidewalks shifted a little bit. Your patio seems like it's shifted a little bit. It's causing a tripping hazard. Maybe you're feeling like it's a little bit dangerous. Well, let me tell you about the USS, United Structural Systems Poly Lift System. It's less expensive than replacing the concrete. Higher load capacities than traditional approaches. No color change in the concrete, no damage to the landscaping or the grass. It's just a couple of hour job. You can walk on it immediately. You can drive on it in 30 minutes. No unsightly blemishes, no patches, all of that kind of stuff. Fully moisture resistant. This is another example of why USS is the place when it comes to foundation repair. Nobody does it better than United Structural Systems, from the biggest jobs to the smallest jobs, cracks in your bricks, whatever it is. Call USS. They've been doing this since 1994. Over 25 years. Integrity and reputation off the charts. A+ rating with a Better Business Bureau. Locally owned, not a franchise, which means they customize a solution for you and your family. Every homeowner they service, depending on your specific needs. They're going to give you a detailed free estimate before you make a decision. As always, you don't pay until the work's done and you're fully satisfied. Over 20,000 satisfied customers and counting can tell you can feel real good about calling United Structural Systems today. Here's that telephone number, 615-227-2275. That's 227-2275, or online at ussTN.com, United Structural Systems.
Well, housing prices here are through the roof, and that means you're probably sitting on a ton of home equity. Maybe it's time to turn that equity into cash you can use now. Hey, it's Dawn Davenport here talking about Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto can refinance your loan at a super low rate, pay the closing costs for you, and get you a bunch of cash out. I mean, like tens of thousands of dollars. Don't just
Juliet 40 westbound of Mount Juliet Road. Right lane remains closed for bridge work from that accident earlier this week. Also, South Mount Juliet Road, northbound over 40, the right lane is blocked for work. No problems coming in on 24 or 65. No unusual delays on 440. This report brought to you by MAPCO and Gatorade. Swing over to your local MAPCO and get 20 cents off per gallon on your next fill-up by buying any free 28-ounce Gatorade with your My Rewards card. Offer valid at participating locations only. See terms and conditions at MAPCOrewards.com. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football, 104.5 The Zone.
Shut up already. Damn. Tell me who in this house know about the quake. I mean, really? If you know how to rock, say yeah.
JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone. Celebrity Playlist Friday during the summer. We're handing it over to the listeners. So, Auntie Aaron, not Cuzzo Mike, in charge of the music today.
As we know, he's listening because he got a new gig this morning.
He does?
Yeah, he does.
Why do I think he's going to call?
I see it. Pushed him to the back of the bus. Come on, Cuzzo.
Well, it's Auntie Aaron today.
Shout out to Auntie Aaron.
Who earned it by making gifts of our logo all over the place.
Amazing gifts. The Pledge of Allegiance, name me one better.
The Bert and Ernie.
Straight up.
The Bert and Ernie was unnecessary.
It was funny.
It was funny.
Does that mean I'm Bert in this scenario?
I don't know which one we are, but either way, we're them.
I was always an Ernie guy growing up.
What's up, B-Tower?
Be who you want.
Be who you want. I'll be the other one.
Mr. Caples. Y'all going to keep taking shots at Cuzzo, and he's going to call in.
He might show up, but he did say he's not taking long-distance trips no more, so.
You know, as I've said, he talks about wanting to have the playlist. You're the only one with your own entrance music.
He is.
I mean, he's got special privileges.
Him in the Hall of Famer, Mike Keith. Like, and the other one is an employee, Ron Slade. Like, you basically an employee, Cuzzo Mike.
And Coach Mack, who's also an employee.
In a lot of ways, Cuzzo Mike, you gave him $1 million, but then he saw you give $10 to somebody else, and he was like, well, why can't I get that?
Like, be cool.
Like, why are you handing him a $10 bill over here? Am I not alive? I gave you $1 million. Yeah, but I want that 10.
I want that 10 too. Like, be cool, little dog.
More he gets in his feelings, the less likely it is he ever gets this.
But we not trying to shut him out. It's just we got the playlist. As I saw, he said he got to tweak it tomorrow. Or he had to tweak it, Shave. I can imagine all the playlist Shafe's got in the inbox, man.
Did you see Magic's tweet?
What did Magic do? I saw Caples talking about Magic tweet.
I'm officially on vacation and still working out. It's just a photo of him with
dumbbells.
with a bench press, holding dumbbells.
They set Magic up, man.
It's like, thanks for the update, Irv. appreciate that. Appreciate that factoid.
Way to try to play it down. As you see,
I'm officially working and sitting in a chair.
Yeah,
Jason Martin.
Yeah, we're officially talking to a microphone. You see the boat Magic was on though.
Are we doing this now? What's happening?
I just wanted to turn. The light bothers me, but I just wanted to see the difference. I am light bright on this thing. This makes no sense to me. Why people choose to have these lights on?
No, turn that off. You're way too bright.
Saying. I'm
that
way
thing.
too bright.
No,
Am I not?
No,
I want to. Hang on. Leave it on for a second. I want to see what it looks like before we do it.
It's going to take about 20 seconds for you guys to see it on your computer.
Yeah, because the delay.
This is scintillating stuff, man.
Daggone right it is.
The ring light.
Yeah?
I call it the IG model light.
You're an influencer, Ramon.
I'm an influencer now.
It's too bright. It's too bright.
It's too bright, right?
Yeah, this is too Blair Witch. We don't need this.
No, we don't need any witches around here. Keep that witch to yourself.
Maybe the Bell Witch, but not the Blair Witch.
No. That's too bright. How you feel about it?
You're kind of glistening over there with the light on.
Shining.
No,
shining,
that's easy.
You got glitter on.
Casey said moan like an oatmeal cream pie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Screw you.
You're glistening like you were at a joint last night, man.
Hey,
got some glitter on you.
Got some glitter. I was at a Beyonce concert or something. Casey came on here with the demon emojis anyway. I knew Knew it was gonna be a bad day. What's up, JB? JB in here. Who else? Brandon Towers in here.
Magic
I saw
Johnson,
Uncle
June
Bob.
20th. I'm still sitting here in shock that the Sixers lost. Great effort by the Hawks, led by superstar Trae Young with 21 points and 10 assists, and Kevin Huerter with 27 points. Congratulations.
Only Magic. Stating the obvious.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back through them again, and
Go
I'm
back
gonna
through 'em.
I'm gonna
Why
forget
not?
that there's a radio show to do because I'm just sitting here watching Magic Johnson's Twitter feed. Mr. Capel's calling you Bobby Roode, calling you glorious. Spotlight shining on your crispy hairline.
Caples, he keep talking. He was a little rough this past weekend when I saw him. I know you married and all, man, but hey, keep spicing it up, Caples. You need to head to that barbershop, dog.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying. I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
Who makes the most annoying sound is the poll question today.
Whoa.
Cicada or the Vandy Whistler? So it's not necessarily that guy. It's that sound.
So what's crazy? Last time we did a poll for Vandy, they won. That's all I'm saying. We're the key to their success.
I don't think that's a poll that they want to win, Ramon.
You think they're over it? They're legitimately over it.
I think some of them
Okay.
are fine
All right.
winning it. Some of them don't care at all.
See, this is how this has turned out. We're gonna keep it 100.
That's
right
true.
Here, okay. Is that some Vandy fans and others are like, man, why are you guys talking about the Vandy Whistler? It's played out, this, that, and the other thing. And then when you went to some of those same people and be like, so what do you think? Yeah, it's really annoying. I wish that wouldn't happen anymore. Just be real.
Yeah.
Just be real.
Yeah, they defend it because it's you can't mock my
I
family.
can talk about my family, but you can't.
Exactly right.
You can't.
Exactly right. So they play. What time is the?
1 o'clock.
Okay. So it's gonna be a little afternoon.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be Kumar Rocker.
It's got to be Kumar.
I assumed it would be. Is that who you would give it to?
Yeah, I would.
Extra day of rest, yeah. Because I don't think you can go wrong with Kumar or
122
Jack
pitches for
Leiter. That was a lot.
Jack Leiter.
That was a lot.
Either way, it's going to be their last showing. No, it won't.
Well, no, they
No,
win.
they
They'll
got
play tomorrow.
opportunity. Yeah. I'm just speaking in general, like the rotation. How many days do they have left in this tournament? Next Tuesday, I think.
Well,
Wednesday and Thursday, I think, are
of next week.
Tuesday and Wednesday
the
are the championship.
The
round.
championship series actually starts Monday.
Okay.
So you go Friday, Saturday, win today, tomorrow, and then you're back at it Monday. Because we'll have the College World Series courtesy of Westwood One here on the Zone.
Are they in a position where one team has to lose 2 times in this championship?
NC State. Vandy has to beat NC State twice. Back to back.
So they're going to be with – so if they pitch Kumar today.
So you're going
Leiter
Jack
tomorrow.
Leiter then on Saturday on –
Or do you save Leiter for Monday's series?
That's the thing. Who do you go to then? Do you go to one of their quote-unquote number 3 starters?
That's what I'm saying.
Boy, I don't think so.
And credit to this Vanderbilt bullpen. That's who's
Agreed.
That's who's been equally as amazing.
McElvain and that, yeah. They've been
Maldonado
My
and
boy drinking out the jug today. Hell yes, Friday.
let's just say yesterday had its struggles.
My boy drinking out the jug on TV.
You've been good this week. You've been dragging a little bit. You doing all right?
You been all right? She dogging you, ain't she? I know it. Baby girls throwing haymakers like Tyson in the first round. 1990s, man.
All the spit up. Not some of the spit up. Not 50% of the spit up.
Casey said.
All of the spit up.
It's driven you to drink right out of the jug.
He said, screw the cup. And his cup's back there, dog.
Well, there really isn't that much left. So I'm brown. I should have this in a brown bag right now.
He's finishing the rest of the yoo-hoo.
You see what Casey said?
Military schedule?
Got him money.
She's been doing all right in the mornings or like in the overnight. She's giving us a 5 to 6 now. A couple of days this week, but like I said, I've never seen more spit up than I saw yesterday. She destroyed the Mamaroo. So that had to be clean.
Really?
And then last night, I was sitting there feeding her. And she decided to feed me.
Well, he got bigger issues here. We're talking about Vandy's pitching rotation, and Jason just getting dog still, living rent free, as they say. CG living rent free in Jason Martin's head. Who even are you now, man?
Yeah, Casey, the Exorcist throw up. That's exactly what it was. It's like you haven't eaten that much in a week.
New babies, man.
Dude, it was on my shirt, the couch, the cushion, my shorts. It went through my shorts to my boxers.
Oh.
It was down my arm.
Curdling milk. Oh.
There are people eating their breakfasts right now.
I know, man.
Rough.
Breakfast. More than one. Is this breakfast number one?
You knew exactly. Hey, you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Your breakfast one of two. Look at my boy with the stoke.
He's doing the Kermit Lipton.
He's with the stoke right now. The cold brew out the jug, man.
Casey, she's not in a jail cell.
That's only when the baby's in the crib.
Screw them babies, man.
And she's been great, but that was a lot last night.
She ran
right
free.
before I was trying to go to sleep.
So who's raising who?
Well, she's smiling and doing things now and reacting, and she's showing some development, and that's good stuff.
She in a jail cell.
More annoying noise: cicadas, Vandy whistlers,
or the sound of CG getting ready to throw up.
Dude, bottle was in her mouth. And then I just hear, and I'm like, okay, I know what's happening here.
Sound like a bad night in Vegas.
I guess that outfit's going into the laundry.
Andrew
Cousin
came in
Andrew,
shooting today.
man. Good morning to everybody but Casey, because this is Titans country.
Who would have thought?
Violence button has been selected.
It has been, and
CG
now
selecting it. Now I'm out of Stoke. Now what?
Now what?
Man, Jason gonna be going to the liquor store during the show.
Getting the hottie toddy out here, man.
Get some Lucky Strikes. Might not come back.
My boy gonna get the bottom shelf vodka.
We did get the
Blue
bottle
top.
maker yesterday though.
Y'all got the bottle maker?
Now it has to be cleaned before we can use it.
Of
but
course.
This weekend we'll use it.
We're so turning that into a margarita mixer.
You thought we wouldn't? Jason with that blue top this morning, man. I'll get you a bottle.
You guys. Cousin Andrew, more annoying noise. Ramon Foster, sneeze or cicadas?
My sneeze is pleasant.
Cicadas way more annoying. Although
you would root for the cicadas over my sneeze.
No, it's more annoying than your sneeze. But your sneeze is violent.
Hey man, I was on air. I was trying not to do that, wasn't I?
I mean, Vontez Burfict got blocked back by this.
He did. I'd probably had more explosion if I'd have sneezed.
Hey,
first.
Geno Atkins, get you some of.
By the way, he's still not signed.
You know who's not signed?
Who?
A man who's officially retired from the NFL named Ramon Foster.
Yeah, I officially got my walking papers yesterday. Official.
Breaking sports news on 104.5 The Zone.
the NFL has celebrated as Ramon Foster officially retires and no longer will play in its league.
No.
Roger Goodell said, "Thank God."
More coming up next on JMart Ramon. No. Almost like any business, when you retire, you get a severance. Mine came yesterday. It was like, I've always heard guys say, when you get that, you're official done. Like, there's no going back.
Wait, so you got a check? We can go party!
What we buying? No, we can't end up on broke.
Hey, man, I got $250 of T-shirts need to be bought on Famous in Real Life.
My reaction on the camera to you saying, let's go. What'd you say? You got what?
I got $250 in this Famous in Real Life T-shirts I need bought. So let's go ahead and cut that check.
Let's go ahead and get
it done. I need my Big Earn McCracken bowling shirt.
I was on there putting stuff in the cart yesterday, too.
So ridiculous.
Hey, but they're all so good.
I know they are.
Yeah.
Maybe in 4 or 5 years, I'll have this Bel Air Academy shirt that I want.
Hey,
Mr. Caples, by getting his retirement papers, Steelers legend Ramon Foster retires.
Thanks, Magic.
Hashtag Irvin
Didn't even have to tell you what it was.
Thanks, Magic.
Cuzzo Bam on line one. What's up, Bam?
Yo, what's good, people?
Hey,
What's going on, Bam?
Yo, so check this out. First off, I want to start a new trend. Call it Forget It Fridays or F It Fridays, whichever one makes you feel better. But first off, congratulations to Ramon. And here's my F It Friday moment. Ramon, I'm calling you out for the last time. You got your papers. I also got papers that says you're officially retired as a grill master. Like, officially.
No.
Like, we've called you out 5 times, 5 or 6 times. You refuse to answer the challenge. I need your grill license, brother. I need it.
Don't do me like that, Bam. I just
But
got
you
a new
also
green
you may need
egg.
to go back to the Steelers line. You may need to, go back and, do a couple sit-ups or whatever like that, do a couple reps since they're losing all their offensive line. F It Fridays, everybody. I'm out.
There it is. Man, when I see you, you better not be bringing boiled ribs to the cookout. That's all I'm telling you. And then searing them on the grill.
You've been called out 5 times.
I have been.
So, Bam, what does that mean? Does it just mean Ramon doesn't want to hang out with you? That's the mean comeback.
Call my people.
We'll see you when there hasn't been a cookout yet. Haven't been the opportunity yet.
Man, Bam, no, I showed him my work, man.
I think today's question is, what should we do with Ramon's severance check? How should we spend that money?
Like I said, shopping cart right here.
It's already
There's
laid
a few
up.
more I want to add, but then we can rock and roll on it.
Yeah, Cable's boiled ribs.
I knew you were celebrating yesterday when you had a brand new box of cigars, man.
Yeah, I saw the cigars.
That was a coincidence, man.
Uh-huh.
A
Sure.
coinky-dink.
Right.
That was a coinky dink.
Those are some large cigars.
Are nice.
And thank you for one. I will treat it as a birthday present.
Who got a birthday coming up?
That'd be your boy.
Was it July 5th? When is it?
It's this Sunday.
This Sunday.
According to Mike Gundy, I officially become a man on Sunday.
6/27?
That's it.
My boy, man.
And our boy Slays. Our boy Slays next Tuesday.
JMart hitting you with the wrap it up.
Oh, that's because we don't celebrate his birthday, so he's all pissed about it.
We forgot.
This year, my birthday's on a Sunday.
Mine's on a Sunday.
We celebrating on Friday or Monday, Shay?
Oh, we celebrate. No. We're going to celebrate Tuesday because that's Slay's birthday, so we'll combine the two together.
I don't care about anybody's birthday.
We're going to treat his birthday like Kelly Kapoor's on The Office.
We're going to treat Jason's birthday like Cuzzo Mike not getting a playlist.
It is your birthday. You have black balloons in here when you come in here on Monday.
No, I don't
not
care.
even blown up.
Whatever.
615-737-1045. More annoying sound. Cicadas of the Vandy Whistler. Because we're probably going to be hearing, well, you know what? We haven't heard cicadas at all. By now, I would usually have heard them every year.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just not where I'm at. My old apartment, which is only about 2 miles from my house now, they were
in Brentioch?
Constantly, yes.
Brentioch.
Very much in Brentioch.
Nolanzock.
I mean,
Brent Nolan.
it was Old Hickory and Nolansville is where my apartment was. So it was right down there. Now we've moved a little bit closer to.
Nothing. It's a nice side of town. They don't go that way, Shay.
He's moving closer to the Brenty part of Antioch.
A lot of delivery drivers saying y'all's part of town's a lot ritzier.
Who said that? No. Shay. That's the reason Shay laughs so much. Ron came out to Simple Sumner last night.
Barrett Goble says you're not hearing cicadas because they're not fancy enough. 615-737-1045. 737-1045. All right, Barrett. Real quick during the break, I'm going to, report you to YouTube.
Ron's in Vegas, Dark Goof.
They don't make enough money to move out there. What if the Vandy Whistler lives in Brentwood?
I guarantee he does. Vandy money, Vandy education, Brentwood money.
Grand opening, grand closing. Wearing your villain shirt. And you got it in, too.
I got it in.
Too bad you can't wear it for a game.
You know what? I got nothing. I was about to make up
It's
something.
just
I got nothing.
unfortunate. I have one ordered too. We'll be right back. It's JMart Ramon, 104.5 The
Silly,
Zone.
man.
Every great Titans moment happens here. Your home for Titans football and the flagship for Titans radio. 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's Ramon. And when it comes to selling your home, there can be a lot of uncertainty during the process. But I know the people who can provide certainty, which also helps provide a peace of mind, and that's Open Door. Hundreds of thousands of people have already experienced the certainty of using Open Door, and listen to me, you can too, okay? Go to opendoor.com. Yes, exactly like that. Go to opendoor.com. Answer a few quick questions about your home, then complete a contact-free video walkthrough and get your offer in just a few steps. If you like that offer, you can sell your house directly to Open Door. No do-it-yourself repairs, no prep work, no cleaning up, no staging, no decluttering, no showings, none of that, okay? You get that offer, you can close when you're ready, and you can do it all online. That is certainty, okay? Get your free offer at opendoor.com/myoffer. Again, that's opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies, and Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage, Inc., license 02061130, and California Open Door Brokerage, LLC, and its other markets.
Are you a veteran with a VA home loan? Please stop and listen to this important message from Loan Pronto. You can refinance now and snag a new rate in the twos. You heard me right. I said in the twos. Don Davenport here, and wait. It gets even better. You can do all of this with no appraisal, no income documentation, and no cash due at signing. Mortgage rates have come down some, and veterans need to act now. Loan Pronto specializes in VA streamlined loans. They can even cover all your closing costs, and you will love their all digital, no hassle process. Most Loan Pronto loans
Right lane also closed for that bridge work. No problems coming in on 24. We're accident-free on 440. No unusual delays on 840. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
On to Aaron in charge of the playlist today. It's JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone. Apparently there's another Casey now. Both of them spell their name the same. Cousin Andrew, I got my villain shirt 2 hours after they lost.
Don't matter, does it? It don't matter.
I had mine ordered, but I had mine ordered just because I love the shirt. And I still love the shirt.
Yeah.
I went with the VWO shirt.
I know,
instead of the
I know.
villain
We
shirt.
all could have done that, just have
Well,
fun.
I kind of thought that's what you'd do, but
Well, you didn't get 3 shirts. You bought one. I'd have worn one.
I don't have hashtag Brentwood money.
Hey,
I don't
about
either.
it.
I don't either. I know Brentwood money's real, but not in my home.
You got to speak it into existence, man. The same way, like I said the other day, the same way Birdman made everybody think they were rich with cash money.
You know how much the baby brother cost?
How much?
Like $40, because we used gift cards that we had gotten from people.
Straight
Yeah,
up. That's a win.
that's the only way.
That's a
That's
win,
the way.
dog.
That's the way.
That's
we
a
had
win-win.
kind people send us gift cards. All of that, and we appreciated it. And
People-
CG will appreciate it too.
Yeah, 100%. Y'all will too. So it's 2 cases in here now.
What I didn't tell you, Ramon, is the guy who was the best man at my wedding.
Yeah.
Got me a cameo from LeVar Ball. It's been sitting on my phone for 2 weeks.
Get out of here.
It's so stupid.
I know it is.
LeVar Ball.
Yeah.
I had somebody.
Wow.
Yeah. He loves LeVar Ball. I don't know why.
Get out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
He's the one.
He's the only one.
He wasn't wrong. As crazy as he was.
I mean, his boy's getting paid.
He wasn't wrong.
I mean, it was obnoxious as hell.
I'm talking about over the top, but he wasn't wrong, man.
Yeah, I can't deny it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he wasn't wrong. That's all I can say is
wow.
Yeah. Somebody's Caples, he got to get top out. He has to.
It's rolled to where I don't see it. I can pull it
I'm
up.
on YouTube TV.
Okay, I've got that up.
He said, "You gonna see it? It's
If I see it, then we won't mention it until."
Okay.
Well, just read it.
Yeah,
Ramon.
I see. I know. No. We're doing that. It's top observation.
Yeah, but we're almost at the top.
Yeah, but we're not at the top.
Okay.
Did you climb Mount Everest if you stopped? No.
You just went and visited.
So sensitive.
It's your birthday weekend, man. You can't let them talk to you like that. Look at me instigating right now.
Stop.
You can't let them talk to you like that.
His name's on the marquee.
You
Mine's
control.
not. It's
You
all right.
control the mic, Shay.
I'm better than that.
Also, Jason's beneath you with his attitude. Is
So
that what you're saying?
so Rocker goes today.
It's a bit of a toot right now.
So I'm
We
trying to
assume
check.
Rocker goes today. Do you throw lighter tomorrow?
I don't know.
I throw lighter on Monday if they win.
The problem is if they don't, then you just
No.
don't throw
Or bring
lighter
him in
again.
as a reliever if it's not going well tomorrow.
I think you have lighter in relief possibly.
Yes, in relief.
Tomorrow, possibly.
How much relief?
No, I mean, it's a legit question. You can't go more than a couple innings.
What are you talking about?
Strong.
No, I'm saying how
That's
much
a
in
legit
relief.
question.
I'm not saying preparation H or
He's
something
not saying
like that.
ROLAIDS. He's
Or
asking for relief.
TUMS.
It's a
Yeah.
matter of what y'all don't say on this show sometimes.
I don't even know what the hell you're
Look,
talking about right now.
What kind of
I'm
relief?
saying how much relief? Meaning 5th inning, 6th
I'm
inning.
done with y'all.
I don't even know what you're upset about right now.
I'm not upset. I'm just like the childishness of how much
Is
relief.
this what we're gonna do today?
Yes, the
Just
hell we
sit around
are.
and snipe each other
We're-
for 4
we're-
hours?
We're
It's
officially
Friday.
This is officially a married couple, y'all. You two.
The 3 of it. No, you don't you two.
The amount of Mormon jokes I can make right now, I'm not going to.
Can we? No.
Mm-mm.
Nope. It's just me
See,
choosing
Ramon,
my
I did a
way.
radio thing right there where I made the joke without making the joke.
Literally, I'm just looking at the two of you like, what can I say to piss him off? that's
Friday, y'all. We found them. We caught. Bring all your pettiness out. Benny's the fam on YouTube TV having a good old time this morning, man. I see y'all on Twitch too. Dark Goof, my man. So we just going to do Cuz Mike dirty again?
You know what we haven't talked? We haven't talked about a couple of things that I think
What's
we can
up?
get into. One, the combine.
The changing of the cities?
Potentially, yeah. And then the second thing is Jay Williams.
What did he do this time?
You didn't see that?
No, I missed. I saw somebody say, did he really get hacked? I missed whatever was on his account. Search his Twitter, the #1 news source in the world.
So we'll talk about a couple of those things.
Spot the lie.
I spot the lie every time I look through the glass and see Schaefer.
Living lie.
Calm down.
Hour number 2, 615. Nope. I'm going to stand up to send this to break. 615-737-1045.
Hey, you know what?
You, Aaron Rodgers.
Have a late lunch with Blaine and Mickey.
No, but people eat beef tongue. That's a thing. Lucas nodding.
Yes.
I just can't imagine a cow going, like trying to move with no tongue.
That's a cow. That's a big tongue.
Oh, yeah, it's a big tongue.
Blaine and Mickey. This afternoon, 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, let me tell you about Mortgage Investors Group. It is JMart here. We're now, pretty much to July. Almost to July. And maybe you were thinking this was going to be the year to buy that new home, but you haven't done it yet. You still got half the year to do it. And if you call Mortgage Investors Group, I can promise you this. You're going to get to that closing table and you're going to be satisfied, not just with the service that you get, but with the home that you end up in, with the payment that you end up with. So much of this is about having the right people on your side of the table, ones that are working for you, not against you, working to help you, not to harm you. Mortgage Investors Group, whether it's your first home, whether it's your fifth home, whether it's your forever home, whatever it is, Mortgage Investors Group committed to helping Tennesseans just like you and your family fulfill your dreams of home ownership. Their mortgage experts will find and structure the mortgage that best fits your needs, best achieves your goals. Mortgage Investors Group wants to be your home loan lender, whether you're buying a new home, whether you do just need to lower your current home loan payment. Let Mortgage Investors Group work for you. Go to migonline.com. That's gonna be your home base, your HQ for the advice that you need to get you started and get ahead. They've got offices near you in Brentwood, in Cool Springs, in Hendersonville, which means this. It means somewhere very close by, Mortgage Investors Group has you and your family covered. migonline.com or MIG. Text MIG to 31399 to get pre-qualified with Mortgage Investors Group. I trust them, and you can too. Equal housing lender, license number 109111.
This, Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Lawrence Peter Berra is immortal, and as proof, there's now a U.S. postage stamp that says Yogi Berra forever. The Yankees Hall of Fame catcher who
They are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
Who the hell are you?
Ramon.
You know. Say my name.
Ramon.
You what? Say my name. I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are. Yeah, you do.
Do you respect the bad guy? Ramon. Ramon.
JMart Ramon, hour number 2 of the program, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors here in Nashville.
Shout out to Rhett, man.
Yeah, Rhett put that together.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I appreciate not having one.
I knew it. I knew it.
And using my favorite pro wrestler of all time.
Thought you was gonna play
Not
with
for
my
me.
frog. Rhett, you the best, man.
So butthurt today.
I was talking about chafe.
Your face is butthurt. No, I'm just kidding.
Mom's butthurt.
Well, for real.
Rhett's really talented. I'm glad he put it together. It was fun. Heard a
Where's
little
Mark?
bit of it yesterday. Heard the bed portion at least.
Yeah.
Mr. Capel's top observation: Brentwood cicadas probably whistle too.
Oh man.
It's possible.
Oh man. Oh man.
I haven't seen a cicada this year. I haven't seen a cicada carcass.
I have. I almost brought some in when I got stuck in the grill of the car.
Yeah, but those came from Ohio.
They did come from.
You can get anything from here.
Enough said already, ain't it?
Hey, Ron Slay's on YouTube. You know why? Because he missed his flight. Or he's late for his flight.
No,
he missed it.
That bad boy. He get a text. I got a text from him.
Bone, Slay, you're a grown man.
Wait a minute. You're not just a grown man. You're a grown ass man.
Yeah, you're 6'8".
6'6" and some change. He gonna be mad if I said that. He sent me a text at 6:57. Well, gotta catch the 11:45. I've been knowing Ron for so long, obviously. But like since we were like roommates when he was coming back to Knoxville and he had to go back overseas, Ron is notorious. I'm talking about notorious for missing flights. I didn't care if he was going to Italy, Portugal, South America. New York, it didn't matter. Ronald Sylvester Slade was gonna miss that first flight. And just be like, oh, we got to book another one. I'm like, I don't know if I've met a person who missed more flights than Ron Slade. I don't at this point. Slade supposed to be, you right, Caples. He supposed to be in Vegas. Halfway there by now. He said, damn right. See, when you embrace your problems, that's a sure person right there. That is, I never make first flights.
Picture me polling.
What you got going?
More annoying sound, cicada or the Vandy Whistler?
Oh, man. If it's something within driving distance, though, Ron going to be there. But as far as flights, Jay, you shaking your head big time over there. I did this dude.
So he's missed his share of airplane flights.
Oh, my. All the time. Somebody got extra leg room today. Because Ron ain't there. Brentwood cicadas stay on Cabo. They don't associate with common folk.
Do you roll the seat back? Or do you hate the people that do?
I hate the people that do.
Okay,
I try to be respectful. I really do. Like, I'll get a slight, the quick little let back. If I know I'm going all the way back, I'm like, nah, man, just be cool. You really ain't got to do that.
So, I think that the airplane manufacturing cabal is choosing violence because they design these airplanes like this.
Yeah, they do.
If you didn't put the recline feature on it, then I wouldn't hate the person in front of me so often.
Have you ever kneed the back of the seat a few times just to get a point across?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
A couple times I have because it's just dude, I'm tall.
Yeah.
I'm not as tall as Moan or Slade, but I'm above average.
Yeah, for
6'3".
sure.
And I used to be 6'3", 370.
Yeah.
So I was already uncomfortable.
Yeah, he was already like getting on the plane was already uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Facts.
The whole thing was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to roll your seat back. What's even worse is you're going to roll your seat back and not sleep. You're going to roll your seat back and have a conversation.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm going to push you further forward.
Yeah,
I'm going to put my shoe up if I could get it up there and just.
There should be better airplane etiquette. It really should.
There's bad etiquette in this world.
It's bad etiquette on a period. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. What's the worst seat? It's a middle seat, right?
I've sat in the middle seat and purposely just spread my legs like, all right, cool. In the exit row. I was like, we just going to be hot together. You feel this body heat coming up off? Yeah, get you some. And my shoulders are big right now. And my legs are long. It's cool. And I hope you got to go to the bathroom because guess who ain't getting up? This guy. I
can't remember the last time I actually used the bathroom on a flight.
I've used it a few times.
I mean, it's not that I'm like opposed to it. It's just I hate the process of getting up.
And walking the aisle, making sure
everybody else in the aisle has to move. The stewardess is going to be in the way, trying to carry a thimble full of Diet Coke. Hey, would you like the can? Of course I'd like the can.
Of course I'd like a can.
If you don't get offered the can, it's like, well, I'm not using this horrific airline ever again.
And I'll watch a movie, too, that makes people uncomfortable when it's time for me to, like, be on the plane and I'm uncomfortable. I'll watch something that's like Menace to Society or, something like that, Malcolm X, and you be like, oh, choosing violence. They Boys in the Hood. Where
you know, talking about choosing violence. Yeah. I was writing. I was on the way to the Austin Television Festival years ago.
Nice.
Covering it, and so I was writing a review, and I was screening something on the flight that had not come out yet. It was probably a couple weeks away from releasing. It was OJ Made in America.
Well, really?
So people were watching me screening OJ Made in America on the airplane flight in coach.
Oh, maybe you're watching Human Centipede or something.
No. Can you imagine that, though? One of those later ones when they're showing all the photos and all that kind of stuff?
Did somebody ask you for an earpod? Like, can I borrow an earpod?
So should have. It's still one of the greatest things I've ever seen on television.
OJ Made in America?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Legit one of the best. Daniel Boer watching 104.5 Zone on Periscope. Airplane etiquette is an underrated subject that should be taught in school.
It should be.
I'll tell you something needs to be taught in school. Social media norms. I told you about Jay Williams. So Jay Williams already stepped in it with Kevin Durant. Then when the Celtics made their coaching hire earlier this week, of course, Brad Stevens had left, moved Kemba Walker on, then came back with Al Horford, and they finally made their coaching decision. And it's I think it's Ime Udoka is how you pronounce his name.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay Williams is like finally in Boston, a coach, a man of color, a person of color. He was the 6th Boston Celtics
African-American head coach.
I remember when Casey Jones was the coach there.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Bill Russell.
How about Doc Rivers?
Yeah.
You know what he said?
How about Bill Russell?
How about Bill Russell? Yes.
You know what he said before? I'm going to kill him with this tweet. Watch.
He was all excited. He put up the fist, the hold, and he was talking about finally a person of color and coach of the Celtics. Couldn't have possibly been more wrong.
I'm going to kill him with this one.
You know what he said when he realized he messed up?
What?
Uh-oh. Yeah. We don't have the milk carton in here right now, but. So he was hacked, apparently. He was like, I did not post that. Someone got it. I have changed my password.
Stop.
Anybody buy that? Anybody buy that? Why would you hack Jay Williams just to say that?
Jay needs to just take a break.
Only person I can see hacking him to say that is KD.
Was KD also was firing flames yesterday too. Pip saying stuff, but Jay will. Like, stop. One thing we've always said when we started, we're not going to be the hot take guys. We're not going to be the guys that just fabricate something just to get traction going and be like, hey, first on the scene. First on the scene sometimes means you get early information that could be wrong. Like, we can report on the information we know for sure, but we're not trying to be first on the scene unless somebody gives us something that's from them directly.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are on this show.
Mm-hmm. Such as Bud Dupree going to Nashville.
Exactly. Or like me know what's going on with the young rookie. Yes.
And Pouncey, too.
And Pouncey. Like, that's what we're going to do. Like, that's.
And yeah, you know what's happening with Isaiah and all of that. Right,
exactly. That's what we're going to do. It's hard out here being the hot take guy, man. And people keep receipts. We are a part of Vol Twitter where nobody forgets anything. Trust me, I know 8-2 still lives on to this day. It was idiotic of me, but that's beside the point. That was me being a fan. Never again.
Well, I mean, you believed maybe they were going to be better than they were. I don't know how you got to 8-2, but you were there.
I thought
you were there. Mr. Caples is on line one.
What's up, Caples?
Caples.
What's good, family?
Man.
Well, what's going on?
Talk to us. Get us
Nothing
through.
much, man. Hey, shout out to Ramon, man. Met Ramon last weekend at the baseball field, man. Good dude, man. That was a good moment right there. So shout out to Ramon, bro. Nice meeting, man. And look forward to meeting Shafe and Jason at the family cookout.
Oh, it will happen.
We're going to strangle somebody if we don't get this cookout going. I said that on air, as you just talked about O.J. Made in America.
Whoa. Easy.
Whoa. We don't need to choose that kind of
Easy.
vibe.
No, not that. You know I'm a
Man.
man.
Really?
All right. It's Friday. My bad, Caples.
Yeah, it's all
Tell
good,
Slim,
man. Hey, I just wanted to
earmuffs.
ask you, though, Ramon, when you decided to retire, since you got your papers today and that's the thing, when you decided to retire, did you have like that come to Jesus moment where something happened on the field and you was like, man, I better get up out of here, or was it just you felt like it was time? And I'll hang up and listen. Love you, boys.
Appreciate you.
you,
Back
Caples.
at you, man. We can discuss that after the break because we're up on it right now. Okay, but that was a dope question, man. I need to just break that out. We do that after the break, Jay?
Yeah, we can do it after the break.
Potential spam, dog. Will y'all stop calling my phone? Stop calling my phone. Like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Why y'all spamming people? You know your phone tell you now it's potential spam?
Yes. Thank goodness it does, because then you don't have to answer it.
I don't answer unknown numbers
Potential
anyway.
spam, potential junk.
Yep.
Anytime Schaefer calls.
You ain't hurting my feelings.
I don't know what you did to him.
I didn't
man.
finish the sentence. I was about to just say I answer it because that's my friend.
Yeah.
Now, when Ramon calls.
Hey, Jay, Will, I see you walking it back.
Now, Ramon, I was hacked. My microphone was hacked. 615-737-1045. The combine might be moving around. So how soon is it in Nashville?
Tomorrow.
That's what I'm thinking, too. We'll be right back. It's JMart Ramon, 1045 The Zone.
Everything Titans. Your home for Titans football and the flagship for Titans radio. 1045 The Zone.
Lee Company does everything, but they also happen to be everywhere. Lee Company is definitely in your community, whether it's Clarksville, whether it's the borough, whether it's Hendersonville, whether it's Mount Juliet, whether it's right up next to me over in the Brentwood area, Nashville to Columbia. We already mentioned Hendersonville, Gallatin, all that area where my partners reside. They also have opened new locations in East Nash, in Bellevue, in Chattanooga. When you're calling Lee Company, you know that you're calling someone local and in your community. It's important to them that they serve all of our communities that we call home. If you go to leecompany.com, you can learn about all of the locations and all of the services. I tell you about new ones every single day, it seems like. HVAC, electrical work, facility solutions, air quality, all sorts of things that they can handle for you, even plumbing issues, home improvements. This is the team you want on your side, and it's cool to know they're right in your community. Again, go to leecompany.com, learn more about their services and locations, and then when you need to, give them a call, 615-567-1000 for Lee Company.
And paid for by OpenChar Concepts. Attention firefighters, members of the military, and airport workers. For decades, first responders and firefighters at military bases and airports used a chemical-based foam to fight fires. Studies have shown that chemicals used to make aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or someone you know was exposed to AFFF and were diagnosed with any of these cancers, including kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic,
getting you to the weekend. Just letting it just keep on rolling there for a second. Auntie Erin is your celebrity DJ today. Her nickname is Not Cuzzo Mike.
Whoa!
I didn't realize he called. Cuzzo Mike, our bestie, our best friend in the world in Cleveland. Mike, what's
morning,
up, fam?
Michael.
Man, y'all ain't about nothing, man. I swear, man. Y'all just want to keep on doing me like this. That's okay. What's that buzz? Cuzzo Mike in the back of the bus. I'll be Rosa Parks. But, it's all good. I love Auntie Erin. That's what's up, Auntie Erin. I'm glad you got your playlist on. Y'all know I always show love to the fam, except when it comes to my playlist, and I don't care about y'all. But, yeah, man. Jay, I wanted to ask you, man, the final episode for Mythic Quest is coming on. You going to watch it? You checking it out?
We're a little behind. We're just finishing the first season. So, I mean, yes, we will, but it might be a few days. CG has us a little bit slow on our catch-up game. I've heard about how great the second season is, though, so we're really excited about it.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say about the second season is it get a little bit more serious, but it definitely keep you entertained.
Good.
Yeah, man. But okay. So my question: Did y'all hear Greg Cosell his comments on the Titans on 3HL yesterday?
No, what do you have to say, Mike? Fill me in a little bit.
Man, yeah. Basically, he was saying how like a coach or maybe some coaches were saying how Todd Downing was going to have a tough time game planning with all the offensive weapons that the Titans got. And I was just thinking that should make it better. I wanted y'all's opinion. Like, shouldn't that make it better as far as game planning, each defense? Because we could go from bunches to wide formation to running options just depending on, the defenses that we face. And then he was like how, great quarterbacks, they already won it down before they even snapped the ball. Y'all think Tannehill's that type of quarterback? Because I think that's the biggest question. He don't read the field like how you see Aaron Rodgers or somebody, even Brady. I'm gonna go ahead and say that how they read the field. But that's my serious question. So. Y'all keep on playing your boy how y'all are. I'm gonna keep showing love to the fam. That's what's up, Auntie Erin. And forget Chase. You can chase all day long, and I'm out. Deuces.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
So he was saying Tannehill doesn't read the field, or he's not going through his progressions. Is that what I was getting out of that?
A little bit of that, and Todd not being able to handle the responsibility of having multiple weapons and being able to utilize them, because the freedom that other quarterbacks have, Brady, Aaron Rodgers, et cetera, they can make it work at the line of scrimmage. Todd Downing and the way he's going to be able to draw it up, don't know if he's going to be creative enough to actually get it done. Only thing I would say about that is he's been in similar positions before, and his ability to be able to man the quarterback position, and also be an offensive coordinator. He was that with the Oakland Raiders. He's been around Arthur Smith for a few years, and you would think more than anything he could command that. You can always question a person who doesn't have a whole lot of experience with something, because it's easy to critique them. I think, again, and I've said this before, Jay, and it kind of goes down to the system that I remember playing under in Pittsburgh, is you don't really have to change a whole lot. My thing is being able to have those tools of AJ, Julio, Ferkser, Derrick Henry, Darrington Evans, and Tannehill. And also Josh Reynolds, got to stop forgetting him in this, because I think he's going to play a huge role. I think you walk yourself into it fine, but by doing similar things to what Arthur did, changing up some of the tendencies, relying heavy on Derrick Henry as you had before. But I think you'd be a fool or an idiot or one-year coordinator if you don't know how to utilize this. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if that's a problem, then Downing needs to go.
Yeah, he
like,
needs to go.
if you can't make it work with that,
yeah, then
what are we doing here?
You're one and done.
Right.
You're basically a Kentucky basketball player at this point. The more, the better. It's always been the mindset on offense. If he can't cuz on Mike Titans Nation, then he's out. It's point blank period. That's how it goes. I'll say this too. I was actually listening to Jason Fitz, who's yesterday evening on the way to the park.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that he kind of brought up was the coaching circle in itself just kind of runs circles around the same name, same people. And I was texting him, just having a conversation about something small. I was like, I'm glad you made that point. I said this. One thing I appreciate about Vrabel and his staff and the guys he chooses to pick to lead, whether the offensive or defensive side of the ball, if they hadn't been big-time names. Todd Downing is a guy that wasn't on, let's say, somebody else's team. Like, he's done the job for a year in Oakland. But here's a guy he's given a chance. And everybody else that Vrabel has had, he said, his last two offensive coordinators has gone on to be head coaches. Until Vrabel messes this up or the person that's holding the call sheet mess this up, then I got to kind of roll with what I've seen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As far as his pick for Todd Downing to be able to call these plays. Again, to your point, Jay, if you don't know how to use these guys.
I mean, that's a you problem.
That's a big you problem. I understand the concern. You get the concern too. But you got to be a fool to kind of ruin this or not find the ball. And we've seen already AJ saying he's going to be a selfless guy. You know, Julio saying he's here to try to win and be better. And that some stats might be compromised if he do it right, but the guys who are the playmakers are going to get the ball. The balance of this offense, which we've been talking about for a long time, is now being challenged because one or two guys questioned the OC when, truth be told, Vrabel's kind of hit on those. He's got a tree right now. I mean, it's a couple branches, but Vrabel's got a little mini tree that's very successful at this point. Well, I'll say it's successful in terms of getting head coaching jobs and his young head coaching career. And I'm not even a Titans lifer or just fanboy about this. It's just what we've been presented with.
The Tannehill thing was Mike's second point there about Tannehill not kind of reading the field. I don't know that I concur with that part. I could see there are quarterbacks that don't go through their progressions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tannehill qualifies for that at all. I don't think that we would have the kind of discussions, take the kind of calls, and
Right.
look at the production that Tannehill's given if he was unable to read the field, if he wasn't looking properly, all of that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing that Tannehill's going to have to learn is just throw to who's open.
Yep.
Don't get too locked in on AJ. Don't get too locked in on Julio. Just keep your eyes moving. And I think that he is savvy and intelligent enough to find the guy who's going to make the play.
And he's been doing that as far as I know. You look at it, he's going through a sequence, like play action, find one, then go to two. Like
I guess they were saying there was a coach that said that.
Yeah,
But the coaches say a lot.
They're going to say a lot, period.
And then maybe somebody doesn't like Ryan Tannehill or doesn't like the organization or just wants to throw shade or who knows what it is.
If we talk about top 5 potentially most criticized offenses, Jay, this year, the Titans are up there as far as the potential to be criticized. This offense, y'all, you get the Julio Jones, but you also get the expectation of being able to utilize Julio Jones right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what goes along with that is they know it can be successful. So if we fall into that and Ryan Tannehill can't read whatever that means, then he's going to be criticized. You're going to make national news because of this, like simply put. So I'm with it, but I understand, but I'm not with it.
I'm not either. The Downing thing is much more interesting. And yeah, there is a challenge. We've always heard about that. There is a special skill set that goes into having superstars.
Yes.
I mean, Phil Jackson was a master of being able to manage the egos of superstars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that – I mean, obviously the Titans are not the 96 Bulls or Shaq and Kobe and all of that kind of thing. But there are coaches that are not made for that either. There are coaches that are better where they really don't shrink in the face of stardom.
Right.
And I do know there are coaches that aren't really built for that kind of a grind, aren't built for that kind of emotion, that kind of pushback. Here, I think you're lucky if you're Ty Downing in that you know AJ a little bit, and AJ's personality.
Right.
From everything we've seen, indicates he's not one of those troubled assets like a lot of stars can be, which we've had that talk about AB and how it always worked in Pittsburgh when you had a second wide receiver. And it was even before them. There was always two wide receivers.
Mike Wallace, Martavis Bryant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Emmanuel Sanders, AB, or it was always, you got to have them.
Right.
And they got them. When Todd Downing got the job, you think he was competent enough to be able to handle it, Jay?
I mean, I would have hoped so if they gave him the job. But we don't know. That's the whole. That's part of the whole. We're going to the Super Bowl. There's way too much we still don't know.
Yeah.
And the two coordinators are probably the two biggest question marks, and those are large question marks.
Rightfully so.
Yes.
Rightfully so. But when it all breaks down, Vrabel's 2-0 with his hits on offensive coordinators. And one of those guys have already been successful, barring this quarterback, and the other one we think is going to be successful too, just simply because of what he's done. If they don't switch up this offense, if they don't get away from what they're doing, start running full outside zone and just trickeration all the time, they're going to be fine. The guys themselves are going to be able to make the plays. Again, sometimes it's not about the X's and O's, and it's the Jimmy and Joes, and you have them. I know that's probably one of the biggest cliches ever, but you have the Jimmy and Joes right now.
This is a play-action offense.
Yes.
That's what it's going to be.
Yes.
That's
and
what it's going to be.
And Tannehill's a great play-action quarterback.
And our defense is not going to bite on the play-action?
Of course they are.
Of course. Why? Tell us
why.
Why.
Because they always have.
Because of who?
Double deuce.
Exactly. And I think that's still to be the case, too, if he's out of the game. If Darrington's in there, you still got to have the threat of saying, well, okay, it's still dangerous. And also, Tannehill can move outside the pocket.
Let's go to Cortez in Columbia. He's next on the line. Cortez,
what's
up?
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Good morning.
What I think the guy was trying to say, does Tannehill pre-read the play before the ball is snapped? Is he seeing stuff that this is the guy I should go to because that's the coverage they're in?
Does he do that? Does he have to with this offense? Again, if it's a call and say, well, I've never seen the Titans just fully go a full set of no huddle. It's like they're still getting the play from the sideline. They have a set of plays that they're only running. This is interesting with me, to me. As successful as Tannehill has been here, there's always questions around him on what he can and can't do. So that's honestly the question I got for you guys in watching him. What do you think Tannehill can't do at this point? He's proven to be a passer. He's proven to be able to throw downfield, break down coverages. Those crossing paths, those crossing routes that we've seen AJ run, he's reading the linebackers whether they come up or not, and I'm sure there's an outlet on the side for him to be able to get the ball off. I got to go.
I don't know that there's anything.
I got to go through and look. Just simply.
I don't know there's anything he can't do other than be Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
And you know who can be Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
That's it. And that's the thing. I'm not going to sit here. This is going to be the most anti-sports talk radio take of all time. I don't know what he can or can't do because I'm not qualified to say that. You know what I'm saying in terms of you talking about pre-read?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. It's all pure speculation and it's reckless on our part.
We can't say that.
No.
What we do know is that over the course of the past year and a half, he's been one of the most successful quarterbacks in the league.
Yes.
And simultaneously, questions remain about him throughout the league, at least in terms of the media at large. Mm-hmm. Both of those things are existing at the same time. Now, does it seem a bit ironic that he's been so successful, but people still have questions about him? Yeah, it does.
I'm watching his 2020 highlights right now. It looks like he's scanning left to right on his reads, moving around the pocket, making the throws.
Reading the field has never seemed to be an issue.
That was an issue with the guy he replaced.
That is definitely an issue with the guy
that was
an
issue for the guy that got replaced in Tampa, Jameis. That was an issue.
Number
with
1
him.
and 2 pick in that draft.
Yes.
It's like neither one of them could read.
Neither one of them can read.
Defense, I should say.
I'm looking at them right now. 1, 2, check. Like, I don't know. These are almost like for as many people that defend and love Ryan Tannehill is always criticized. It's the next thing you got to question about him.
Again, it's just because he's overlooked when you talk about great quarterbacks. What was it we said yesterday? We mentioned Fitz again. Fitz, I heard this description from Fitz, and I agreed with it. He said Ryan Tannehill's Ryan Tannehill. When you're talking about great quarterbacks, you talk about a bunch of them. You don't think about it. Then you're like, oh, yeah, Ryan Tannehill's done pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of who he is.
I just saw him do the finger roll in the doggone Houston game. Ugh. He almost broke his leg. It looked.
Oh, that was the when we landed awkwardly.
Almost blew his knee out.
Yeah.
Which he admitted that he was a little
He was a little iffy afterwards.
Yeah, maybe don't do that again.
Never do that again.
Auntie Erin is in charge of the playlist, and she needed to be today based on the tweet she just sent out. Long story short, this morning, hubby accidentally hit my 99 Mustang with his trailer. Ripped off the front bumper. When he came in to tell me, I thought he could cry. I told him it was okay. No one was hurt. Put on my shoes, and I hear Dr. Feelgood, which is one of the songs she had put on her playlist today that we're running on the show.
That question still bothers me a little bit, if I can be honest. Like, what do you expect Ryan Tannehill to do? Has he not done it to this day? You want all no huddle?
We'll talk about it after. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll try to address that. Because I don't know the answer to the question.
Me either, but it's apparently been raised from somewhere, and I'm looking at him play the – I don't know. This is a weird space to be in with Tannehill because I'm like, he's done everything you asked him to, and that's being
Other
successful.
than win a Super Bowl.
Other than win a Super
and
Bowl.
he can't do it by himself. Pretty much nobody can based on what Patrick Mahomes
I
could
just
do
watched him
last
go
year.
left to right here.
Yeah. Keep watching film. You do your study. We'll come back and we'll address what you've seen. 615-737-1045. JMart Ramon, 1045 The Zone.
The 3HL. Here's what you missed.
Oh, he's taking his shirt off.
He's taking his shirt off.
Oh my gosh.
I really thought you were going to throw the boom boom
crazy.
shirt.
Oh my gosh, he has
God,
a white
rolling.
tank top on.
Let's go.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. This afternoon starting at 3, 1045 The Zone.
Hey, time is really running out. June 30th is it. Hottest financing deal of the year at Genesis Diamonds. So you've got 5 days to take advantage of an awesome deal. 5 days to spread out payments over 5 years, 0 interest, and no money down. Any item. People are loving this. It is such a smart way to buy. All GIA certified diamonds are included in this. Nothing's excluded, so it is a great time. Perfect time to celebrate your love and upgrade her diamond. Maybe surprise her for your anniversary with a stunning eternity band or a designer necklace. You're going to get the best Genesis price. You're going to lock in 0 interest financing for 5 whole years with 0 down. If you've had your eye on something, now's the time to make the move. This offer makes everything more affordable. And guys, maybe her birthday, her anniversary, or your anniversary is still a few months out. You go ahead and make that move now. Take advantage of this offer. Set that thing aside, and you've got a perfect Christmas gift. You can go ahead and do it now. An $8,000 tennis bracelet's $134 a month. $6,000 diamond pendant, just $100 a month. An opportunity like this does not come around often, especially not at the quality you know you're going to receive from Genesis Diamonds. So do not miss this. Genesis even going to be open on Sunday this weekend for your convenience. 5 years, 0 interest financing with nothing down. Now through June 30th, only at Genesis Diamonds. That's my jewelry store. It should be yours on approved credit, Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1979. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if
Why are you talking about this? We're going to continue to.
Let people enjoy things.
And we haven't really done anything to put up a poll question. And the Whistler is dominating. I voted for the cicada. Because, of course, I did. On this one, I'm like, I can't actually tune out a cicada. I can mute the Vandy Whistler.
Yes, you can.
At the very worst. Lee in the borough.
What's up, Lee?
Lee, what's up?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, the discussion yesterday on 3HL really didn't center around throwing shade at Ryan Tannehill and his inability to read defenses. They started talking about with Aaron Rodgers and a handful of quarterbacks in the league how they have such high completion percentages in the last couple of years. And what Cosell was saying was that there's 3 or 4 or 5 guys that know the game so well or know the defensive read so well, but their pre-snap read, they know exactly where the ball needs to go. And then they also have the skill set to get the ball into those tight windows. He talked about when Peyton played, that Peyton didn't like any motion in his offense. He wanted it to be stagnant because he knew the defenses so well that he got the defenses still, and then he knew where the ball needed to go. So I think the discussion wasn't that Tannehill's not a competent quarterback or that he doesn't know how to go through his progressions. The discussion is that there were a handful of guys who really knew the game so well or could dominate the game so well pre-read that it made it difficult on defenses. So I just thought I would pass along that.
What was said about was there a coach that said something or analyst that said something?
Yeah, it was Cosell. It was they were discussing basically just the high completion percentages that the league has seen change over the last few years. But at least what I took away from it, no one was saying that Ryan Tannehill's an incompetent quarterback or doesn't know how to read progressions. They were just saying that there's a few guys that are so well versed in the game. They mentioned Drew Brees was one of those guys who could pick apart defenses pre-read to the point that he was going to get the ball where the weakness was, no matter what the defense was doing. So
gotcha.
Okay,
perfect.
Right,
we appreciate that. Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Okay, to that point, let me backtrack. If that wasn't what they were saying, from what I'm watching on Ryan Tannehill is this: he knows where the ball is going to go. Even when he's flushed out of the pocket, he still has his eyes downfield, seeing where his outlets are. I'll give him that. Not that I'm giving him anything, but when we talked about Todd Downing getting this job, remember, guys, the first things we said was, if he's going to do anything, keep this offense the same. When you talk about guys having high completion percentages, Brady, Manning, Aaron Rodgers, it's because they've mostly been in the same system. And that's what you do with quarterbacks, unless they're just making crazy throws or just their interceptions are up that week from deflected balls or something. Like, you keep the offense the same. This is Ryan Tannehill's going to be his 3rd year potentially under this offense. It was 2 years under Arthur Smith, right? And if they're smart, again, Todd Downing keeps this very similar to what Arthur Smith was doing. Maybe change some of the verbiage, maybe motion here or there. I'm looking at this offense. There isn't a whole lot of motions that's being made pre-snap anyway. So he's getting a chance and opportunity to see exactly where the ball is going. I looked at the Steelers game from last year, and I'm looking at the Cleveland Browns game from last year. There's not a whole lot of pre-snap movement, which lends itself to that whole point that Cosell, I guess, was making on 3HL yesterday, was the fact that when you know what you're doing and where the ball is going, then you have a higher rate of success when it comes down to getting the ball where it's supposed to be. It's some place where you see him eyeballing the guy down the field off the play action because he know he's supposed to be free, and truth be told, he's making those throws. That's interesting to me. I mean, I think they're in a good spot. It's on Todd's shoulders, though. And again, he's got enough weapons on his offense to be able to handle moving the ball around. If that's his biggest problem right there, then so be it. Somebody's just got to make a play when it comes their way.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I do think, to your point or to your question, what more can Tannehill do? I just think that what happened to him in Miami is always going to be part of that narrative. He's never going to be able to just completely discard that. Now, He can hear, I think, for some of the fans. But even every time we end up talking about Tannehill, everybody really defends him hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like but if Deshaun was available, but if Aaron Rodgers were available, and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like, right. That's the same thing as if Nick Saban was available, you'd probably tell Josh Heupel to hit it. If Saban wanted to come to Nashville or wanted to come to Knoxville, rather. Like, it's the same kind of deal. It's like those guys are not out there. But when you start ranking quarterbacks, Tannehill does become, I think, more of the lost son, the lost soul. Like, you just kind of forget about him.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not in Nashville, he's just not a flashy name at all. He doesn't move the needle, so the national media doesn't talk about him.
Right.
Except on podcasts when they have 50 minutes to go devote X's and O's and actually look at what he does. His player passing statistics last year, I mean, in terms of yards, he was 15th in the league. He was basically middle of the road. But if you look at some of the other metrics, a lot better. 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Very solid. His QBR was 78.3. Is that off the charts? No. His passer rating, though, was 106.5. Is that pretty good? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just sort of he's the forgotten man. That's really what he is.
What I'm saying, he's putting the ball in tight places, man. He's been able to create when he has to. I've seen him do that. The throwbacks, like a lot of stuff that happened last year, man, if you're not sure about him, then he's good. Again, then something's wrong with you. I think he's a very solid NFL starting quarterback. He wouldn't be the last pick when it comes down to selecting somebody to start up your franchise. Now, he ain't the first pick, but when we ranked him, we had him, about 11 to 14?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll do it again.
With the tools
because it's
around.
always a topic.
It is.
Always a topic. 615-737-1045. That's the telephone number. Mike Keith will join us in the second segment of next hour. Definitely something that you don't want to miss, especially on the weekend that he goes into the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. Going to be a really fun conversation with him. But, yeah, the Tannehill topic is the topic that will never die because there's always going to be another question, and there's always going to be a why don't he want me, man?
Right.
Kind of Fresh Prince moment when it comes to Ryan Tannehill. That's his legacy. Good news is all he has to do is go play really good football, and we've seen him do that. And they're going to need him this year, and now he's got a couple of extra tools to pull out of the shed to help him out. We'll be right back. It's JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
Do you breathe Titans football? Yeah, so do we. Your home for Titans football and the flagship for Titans radio, 104.5. and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? Hour number 3, JMart Ramon. Mike Keith joins us next segment. 11-year NFL veteran, Vol for life, Ramon Foster and Jonathan Schaefer, Jason Martin. We join you right now. We're on Twitter at JMart and Ramon. Poll question: more annoying sound of Andy whistle or cicada? Cicada's getting dominated, even though that's what I voted for. All right, PFF's top 10 hit, and we get this Aaron Rodgers thing that popped up. This is
Violence.
very, very interesting.
It is.
And Pro Football Talk and Florio actually posted about it. Basically, this is how it's written. Letter agreement between the NFL and the PA from Tuesday of this week does indeed grant broad powers to all players to opt out of the 2021 season, regardless of whether they opted out in 2020 or whether they've been diagnosed with a higher risk condition since October 1st, 2020. Although such players would be entitled to no stipend for 2021, any player who executed his most recent contract before October 1st, 2020 can indeed opt out voluntarily. No questions asked as to motivation or qualification or possible ulterior motive. This includes most notably Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. By next Friday, July 2nd, he can pull the plug on the 2021 season. It would be a permanent and irrevocable decision, but he can do it. The benefit to doing so comes from the fact he would not forfeit $11.5 million in unearned signing bonus money for 2021 if he opts out. Also, he presumably would still receive the payments on the $6.8 million roster bonus that he earned in March and that is due to be paid out in weekly installments during the season. That's $18.3 million that he'll keep by opting out. If he doesn't opt out and then holds out, he loses $18.3 and would be fined roughly $2 million on top of it for skipping training camp. So he's got to make the call by a week from today, and once he makes it, you can't change it. But if he really wants to, he can just shut it down and save $18.3 million.
Does he really want to be that big of a villain? That's the ultimate, cup check. I'm talking about ultimate. Is there a dirtier move to be made, or is it just, hey, it's business? I found my out.
Well, the dirtiest move, if it was true, was telling the receivers not to show up for Jordan Love.
Yeah. I don't know. No,
I mean, he might.
I love it when players win against the league. This right here would be a huge win. But he fully goes full. He can never step foot in Green Bay if he does that to the fans. It ain't the ownership I care about with what he does to that business model of them. It's the fans that's going to forever hate him. I think if somebody had done that here in Tennessee, no matter how much you dislike or like the ownership, would you feel like he doesn't belong anymore? You know what I'm saying? That's interesting.
I mean, if it is truly broken in Green Bay, this is the ultimate power play.
I'm talking about biggest power play.
It's just the ultimate screw you. The casualties, but unfortunately in business there are casualties.
There
are Devontae Adams,
and business is
and
dirty.
Other people on that offense, and Matt LaFleur, and just that team.
He'll get $18 million just to sit out. Right
He
now,
saves
at this
$18
point.
million
Well, he'll
to sit
save. He doesn't have to pay it back on top of losing another $2 million because of fines or whatever. That right there, as Caples just said, A-Rod gonna choose violence.
Well, he's got an out. If he wants to go to Denver, or if he wants to go elsewhere, Green Bay still has to agree to that.
That's cold.
But he can just cut them out right now.
That's cold.
And go home and save $18 million. Now he has a week to make this decision, so it's quick, and he cannot change it. He can't then say, "I'm kidding, I'm going to play."
No, when you're
so
out,
he's
this
giving
year,
it up this year.
Yeah.
If he does this, he's giving it up this year.
Do you want to see him opt out? Like,
That's watching the world burn right there.
Do you want to see him opt out?
I want to see him in
I know you do, but you want to talk about storylines. What if he did that and also still went and guest hosted Jeopardy?
This dude just did this.
Or Wheel of Fortune.
Could he opt out and then go do TV for a year?
I'm sure he can do whatever he wants to.
I don't know what the rules are.
It said no
Imagine
contingencies.
that. I'm still playing, but for a year, somebody want to pay me to be on television, be an analyst?
And I opted out for COVID.
Which everybody's gonna know is just bogus.
Golly, A-Rod.
Top observations, Zach Bunch. I hope the cicadas fly into Vandy Whistler's mouth.
Choosing violence.
Choosing big violence right there.
Can you imagine those two sounds together coming out of the same gullet?
Yeah. Cousin Danny in the Barrel just asked, how big of a bargaining chip is that for him to push his way out? That's his chip right there.
Like, hey, either you trade me and get something for me, or you won't get anything.
Or you will get nothing and like it.
He's got leverage right there.
Yes.
That's the thing. Like, if you're Gutekunst and all that, if you really look through that, you either hope he's dumb enough not to know, which he's a smart guy. You know he knows. I think at this point it's a rock and a hard place. I'm not talking about a rock and a rand either. I'm talking about a rock and a hard place.
Ownership is in the worst position right now with this situation, or is it Aaron Rodgers and the public backlash from Green Bay fans? Do you think that, number one, and do you think he cares about that backlash?
Don't think he cares one.
No, I don't either, because if he did, he would have done something by now. Because the fans, there are a lot of fans that are really upset about all of that.
Oh, I don't know. Have we had other situation we've had close to this is Eli saying he's not going to play for the Chargers, right? I mean, Le'Veon held out.
Yeah, I mean it's happened here and there. Most of the time it happens draft wise. I say most of the time, meaning 2 or 3 times.
The one that gets me though is this is a quarterback doing this. They never go this far. Quarterbacks either get paid or have we seen one shipped off or they're allowed to go away in free agency? Like Deshaun was on his way to maybe making moves like this, and then the cases came. You know what I'm saying? Like him and Aaron Rodgers are, I don't want to say in the same boat, but similar situations, want out or want more. Either way, this is whoever blinks first game. This is a big bargaining chip, though.
This is the one thing that Green Bay couldn't have happen.
Nope.
Because now they really don't control anything. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't care about money, but he cares about sticking it to Green Bay, he cares about trying to wield his power. Saving 18.3, I might not care about money, but if you give me the opportunity to save 18.3 and still potentially get my wish, I'm going to do that.
I'm doing that.
I'm going to do that.
And he might be able to get a stipend, I think, too. Is that what he said? Or no, they got to pay that 18 every 2 weeks during the course of the season?
Right.
Who's willing to sit at home to collect?
Well, here's the most annoying thing about this. All right, he goes and sits out, right?
Yeah.
And Jordan Love stinks, or there's a bunch of injuries at quarterback this year and all this other kind of stuff. The topic will be, well, where could he go now? And the answer is nowhere, because if he chooses to opt out and save that money, it's over. His season's done. He cannot pull back on that decision and change it after the fact. So that's a big choice for him. If he wants to play football this year, then he cannot do this, because he doesn't have the power to change that rule and come back after he makes the decision. I didn't know this was going to happen in this story, but this is quite a wrinkle to be thrown in.
Wow.
Save 18.3 because of COVID.
Dog, because of COVID.
I mean, other than Fauci, maybe nobody gets paid more out of COVID than Aaron Rodgers does.
Either way, Aaron Rodgers finna get. This is the hard one right here, man. I really can't believe A-Rod, but I can. He hates Green Bay. He hates all things about Green Bay at this point. We hadn't seen quarterbacks make these type of power moves other than Eli at the draft. Brady played out his contract. Rivers played out his.
And Elway at the draft.
Elway at the draft. He went to another league, right?
Well, he was willing to not to go to the Colts.
Ooh.
Welcome to the NBA.
Welcome to the
Exactly
NBA.
right. Exactly right. I am very worried about the virus.
Oh, and that's all he got to say to get out and get paid.
So if you're Green Bay, what do?
I got to get rid of him now.
Exactly right.
I got to get rid of him.
Exactly right.
And then you got to ask yourself this, too. Why hold on if you do have Jordan Love? Screw that best available on the board thing, unless Jordan Love is that dude. But if you're begging A-Rod to come back, when you have Devontae, you got a line that's solid. Aaron Jones. That defense is nice. Why are we begging Aaron Rodgers if I can get something for Aaron Rodgers at this point? Unless you don't believe in Jordan Love.
Oh, how the worm has turned with Aaron Rodgers. We're going to continue to talk about the NFL. Mike Keith,
Hall of Famer,
joins us next. JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
Buck Rising Show. Here's what you missed.
Consider this. If Derrick Henry rushes for 1,500 yards this year, he will be the first running back to do it in NFL history coming off a 2,000-yard season. It's a very, very difficult situation.
The Buck Rising Show. This morning starting at 10 on 104.5 The Zone.
Guys, listen up. If you've been struggling with ED, I've got some great news for you because there's finally a treatment for ED that does not require pills, injections, or surgery. It truly is a medical breakthrough. We're joined by Andrew of Hillside Medical Clinic to tell you more. Andrew, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me. That's right, guys. If you're frustrated in the bedroom, any form of erectile dysfunction, Hillside Medical Clinic, we've helped so many guys with our acoustic wave therapy. This technology opens up and regrows blood vessels so that we improve circulation enough that we can get rid of the ED, and thank goodness men don't have to take the pill any longer.
And this form of treatment, it's been studied extensively and proven to be extremely effective in the treatment of ED for all ages. And Andrew, everyone at Hillside Medical Clinic, you guys have a deal for those listening and struggling with ED that you can help them out.
We certainly do. If you're craving more intimacy and you want to improve your relationship with your loved one, well, call us right now. We've got quite a bit of value today. The initial assessment, exam, and blood flow ultrasound with our doctor will be free, plus a little gift that you'll love. It produces immediate results in the bedroom. This is about a $500 value. Put a stop to the erectile dysfunction and call us now. It is all totally free.
This is the solution for you guys. 615-576-5000, 615-576-5000. Hillside Medical Clinic. Make that call. Get that value. 615-576-5000.
One of the most important decisions you'll ever make is who to trust when it's time to sell your home. Hey, this is Dawn Davenport from 3HL, and whether you need to upsize, downsize, or just want to take advantage of this red-hot market, Mark Spain Real Estate is the most trusted real estate team in the U.S. They've earned over 5,000 five-star reviews, and their guaranteed offer makes selling your home easy and stress-free. No showings, no open houses.
And as somebody who was from Tennessee, I knew people are like, man, if you don't change the name, you will never get off the ground here. So now all that's been put to rest, and it's time to kind of embrace the overall history. And for some of us like Rhett and me and people like that who are kind of historian types, it's nice to see people embrace this in this way. But boy, it wasn't like that in 1998. Oh, no.
Yeah, well, Rhett's response to us as we asked him, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes ago, just walking around the hall, was mainly because we can. That's why we're doing it.
Right. And Amy Adams Strunk is one of the people who pushed for this because she knew that you could not wear the old uniforms if you didn't have the helmet. I mean, it would have looked odd. But now that you can have the alternate helmet, which, I mean, let's face it, and this is part of what Amy Adams Strunk said to us 2 years ago she sat in on the Official Titans podcast. She talked about it at length. She goes, isn't it good for business?
Yeah.
Can't you sell more stuff if you have an alternate? And I'm hoping that we wear the 70s and 80s Oilers look, because in 2009, we wore the 50th anniversary AFL original Oilers look, which I didn't know, because I wasn't old enough to remember the light blue helmet with the white derrick. I remember the Dan Pastorini, Kenny Burrow, Warren Moon, all of those sorts of guys. And I hope we wear that, because and that's what we wore as the Tennessee Oilers too. I hope we do that, because I think that is a really cool look. And guys, what's really neat is our look now comes, you can see where our look now sort of comes from that.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really exciting. I'm fired up about it.
So what's been the reaction you've seen up close and personal from the guys when they're in those throwbacks? I know I always enjoy them. Have you got an up close and personal reaction from the guys about how they feel about putting on the Munch used to call them the silks, because the old jersey used to either be made of it or feel like silk,
Really, I haven't, Ramon, because outside of 2009, we've never had one. You have a choice. You can either have a third jersey or you can have a throwback. And because we couldn't do the other helmet, we've never had the throwback. We've always had just the third jersey. And so now we're going to have the ability, I think, because we have the alternate helmet, to also have a throwback. I think it's great. I think guys will really get a kick out of it. But the only reaction that I potentially have is from 2009. And I think the guys liked it then. The fact that we started 0-6 probably didn't make them like it a whole lot. That it didn't always go great in the early part of that season in those jerseys. So it was kind of like at some point you're like, yeah, let's put these away for now, because people are superstitious. So I think guys will like it. I think it'll be fun. But remember, the thing we need to remind everybody is you can't do it till 2022.
Yeah.
So it won't happen this fall.
Right.
But listen, anytime, let's think business-wise. Let's just be business people here. You're expanding your brand. You're giving yourself something else to sell. You're doing something that's fun and exciting for everybody, and you're trying to catch young people who are into retro anyway.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do this?
Mike, this team is in my short career of covering the Titans, it seems like this team is on like the pendulum swing up, like it is itching up like the roller coaster ride as far as what's to be expected from this team. And your coverage of the Titans, has there been a more exciting offseason about the potential of the team? I know what happened in 2019. You made it to the AFC Championship, but I don't know if people felt that team was going to be able to make it. So this year is a year in which it's like, okay, you see most of our cards on the table. If there's other moves to be made, that's even better. But the excitement, the potential of this team, has it been this relevant in recent history?
You have to go back to the early 2000s, Ramon.
Okay.
With Freak and Steve and Eddie, we had some off season. When we traded for Kevin Carter, that was a massive move for us. That was the biggest trade that we had made for a player, until we made the Julio Jones deal.
Okay.
In terms of the significance at the moment, the Tannehill deal was pretty doggone good to get him for a 4. But at the moment we made the trade, it was not as significant as what this is. So I think you have to go back nearly 20 years to sense this kind of excitement. When I have been different places, people have said, hey, this is going to be your year. I was in Georgia last weekend, and somebody, I was talking Titans with somebody at just a store, and they're like, "Hey, you could win the whole thing." It's like, well, maybe I don't know. You're in that mix, but I think people are seeing the Titans in that way, that they're a contender, a legit contender, and that they could compete potentially with Kansas City and Buffalo and Pittsburgh and Baltimore. That's where you want to be. And for our fan base, I think they feel that, and it's incredibly exciting. It's wonderful.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think when you? We just saw this here just a little while ago. And we were talking about it to open this hour. It's been revealed now because of the protocols and the NFL and the NFLPA that you can choose to opt out by July 2nd. Even if you've had, you've already gone through the virus or you're not high risk or whatever else. This is, as I think Mike Florio is calling it, the silver bullet for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers can choose by July 2nd to opt out. Now, he can't then pull back on that decision if he decides to play, but he saves $20 million if he just goes home and makes this decision. At this point, if you're Green Bay and you realize this is now the reality, can you afford to allow that to happen?
Well, there's nothing you can do about it one way or the other if he opts out. So he's got, for a week, he's got the ball completely in his hands. Now, you said the most important thing, though, Jason. If he does this, they can't trade him to Las Vegas in the middle of the season like what happened with Carson Palmer years ago, and then him start playing. He's out. He's out for this year. So at a point in his life where he doesn't, at least, you would think, have many years left, can he afford to do that? That would surprise me if he makes that move. I think it's more like he doesn't report to training camp, and because let's face it, if and when they trade him, he ain't gonna pay those fines anyway. as we would say in Franklin, that ain't happening. So those things have a way of working themselves out at that moment. He's taking the nuclear option if he chooses to do that, because he's giving up the possibility a year of his career, unless he's ready to retire, which he may be. That's the other part of it. But do you see him sitting for a year, totally out, and then coming back next year after not having played for a year? And is his value as great at that point? I think his negotiating position is better right now to go where he wants to go if he does not opt out. If he opts out, he sort of makes all the decisions for now and for next year based on the fact that he doesn't have any cards to play, in my opinion.
Well, see, that my whole deal is I think a lot of this comes down to being kind of a game of chicken. And so Aaron Rodgers can float the idea. It's like, hey, if you don't get me out of here, I'll head to the house. And then is Green Bay willing to call his bluff? Were they willing to call his bluff before? And now does it change because of this reality with the opt-out?
Well, that's it. I think that's the whole thing. And that's always been the danger of Aaron Rodgers for the Packers, is that Aaron Rodgers is a big enough star that he can always attract a crowd PR-wise.
Yeah.
So whether it's him or whether it's his girlfriend or whether it's his agent or all of it, he's such a big star. Anything he throws out there is going to make news. And that's going to drive the Green Bay Packers crazy. Not every player has the ability to make news on a daily basis, like a huge name NFL quarterback who was the, fill-in host of Jeopardy at one point, maybe the possible replacement on Jeopardy. But I'm saying the star power, there probably aren't 5 NFL players that could attract that kind of attention from everybody in the world at any moment. If he opts out, he ends all of that. That's over.
I got No, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, okay, I was just going to say, I got to ask the question because it hasn't been done here, but you are somebody who would cover on it directly along with us. For the fans, screw how he feels about the front office. For the fans of the Green Bay Packers, what does this put them with Aaron Rodgers and how they think of him, you think? They're for him, with them, yeah, you're doing the right thing, or where would he be if he does this?
If he opts out?
Yes.
Well, I mean, for
with
now,
the fan
it would
base.
be bad. Yeah, it would be bad, but the same way it was with Favre when he did the thing with the Jets and the Vikings, but they come around.
Okay.
I mean, his life isn't vastly changed his pocketbook isn't changed. He doesn't lose endorsement. He doesn't lose the State Farm endorsement or any of that based on that for right now. He's established his place with them. And even if he makes them mad right now, they'll come back around. He won them a Super Bowl. He played very good football for them. They're going to be, I'm sure they're disappointed in him. Everybody I know who's a Packer fan is frustrated with him right now.
Okay.
But I think that's temporary, Ramon. And that's what he has in his back pocket is at this point for the next 2 months, up until the start of the regular season, he's got a lot of leverage to really be a pain in their butt because he doesn't care about the immediate with them because he doesn't have to.
Right.
And that's he doesn't have a local platform. He's got a national platform. Yeah. And does the front office, I mean, you ask yourself if you're Mark Murphy, do you want to put Gutekunst and LaFleur and the whole team through this for 2 months? Or do you want to potentially end this? Now, Aaron Rodgers ends it if he opts out. Aaron Rodgers ends it if he retires. But, I mean, every time Matt LaFleur walks in front of a microphone, as long as this is going on, he's going to be questioned about.
Yeah.
Every time players, I mean, you went through this with Roethlisberger some. Yeah. You know how this goes.
Yep.
This is what this is going to be, Ramon, as long as they let it drag on. And so I think in some ways, if he opts out, he takes them off the hook.
Okay.
And that's why I don't, if he still wants to play, I don't think he does that. Now, if he wants to retire and go get married and make movies or host a show, which he may want to do, then that's what I think he does. Then that's the easy out for him at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, is it true that you're both too fast and too furious?
That's 100% true.
especially on the way to Nissan Stadium, because I know the playlist, Mike.
Yeah, the playlist is pretty strong. So yeah, I mean, some days I look down and I'm like, wow, I hope there's not a Metro police officer on the way here. I was getting a little too riled up there.
Well, Mike, this is a big weekend for you, man. We avoided asking and talking to you about it because we know you, and we know the last thing you want to do is talk about yourself. Right. But we'll be doing plenty of that, I'm sure, on Monday after we watch the induction ceremony. Couldn't go to a more deserving, more professional, but more humble, dignified guy than you, and we're thrilled that we get to chat with you every week. It's an absolute honor.
Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you, and I do hope people watch the special because, while I promise you, it's not weird that I'm part of the induction. I promise you, Spencer Frist has done a nice job. I know everybody's going, but this is so strange. Why is he hosting? But I can assure you, when you see how he's done it, it's not strange, and I'm honored to be a part of the class. But as every year since 2000, I'm honored to be the host because these stories are fantastic. And I hope people support the Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. I think you guys know, and other people who are listening know, that this is not new for me. I love it. And I believe in it. I believe in what it does. I believe in how it teaches people about our overall history. And, you know, when you see the Derrick Henry interview is one of the best he's ever given, in my opinion, as the Tennessean of the year, because it's about a lot more than football. And some of the inductees are just fantastic stories. I'll say this: the interview that I might be most proud of from the special is David Poyle.
Interesting.
Wow.
Because I don't know much about hockey, and we had a chance to talk about things other than just immediate hockey. And I think Predators fans will be thrilled to hear maybe a story they don't know about his background. The hardcore fans will know, but some of the others might not. I mean, he's a cool guy. I'm really happy for him.
Well, we're happy for you, Mike. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks,
Mike.
guys. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. That's Mike Keith, voice of the Tennessee Titans, Tennessee Sports Hall of Famer as of this weekend, and, of course, always master ceremonies.
Always.
It's going to be well worth checking out. We'll let you know again exactly where you can watch that a little bit later on. So we go from honorable with Mike Keith to dishonorable with Ramon Foster.
What are we talking about?
Next, because it's time to celebrate some birthdays and avoid Jonathan Schaefer's. It is JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
I could care less about Barkley's work.
I understand. When you need to know all the info faster, check out the Zone Daily Podcast with Will Bowling. Available on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and the entire Zone Podcast Network.
Hey, it's Schaefer with JMart and Ramon. Score a major payday with BetMGM. It's the best time to sign up for the king of sportsbooks because they're giving new customers a shot at an easy $100. Register using code Schaefer100 and win $100 in free bets when you place a $1 moneyline wager on the Hawks or Bucks. And if either team hits a 3, you win regardless of your bet's outcome. Whether you're raising the stakes on basketball and hockey playoffs or wagering on your favorite baseball team, BetMGM is always ready for action. Enjoy innovative parlay selection builders, daily promotions, boosted odds specials, and more. Download the app or go to betmgm.com and use code Schaefer100 to win $100 when you bet $1 on the Hawks or Bucks and either team hits a 3. New customer offer. Paid in free bets. Must be 21 years or older. Must be in Tennessee to bet. Visit betmgm.com for full list of terms and conditions. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line, 800-889-9789.
Ad paid for by OpenChart Concepts. Attention firefighters, members of the military, and airport workers. For decades, first responders and firefighters at military bases and airports used a chemical-based foam to fight fires. Studies have shown the chemicals used to make aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or someone you know was exposed to AFFF and were diagnosed with any of these cancers, including kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic, lymphoma, leukemia, testicular, and neuroendocrine, then you should call us immediately because you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call us at 800-847-4961. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless we get a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to file the claim, so call us now, 800-847-4961. Operators are standing by 24/7, so don't wait. 800-847-4961. That's 800-847-4961. Again, 800-847-4961.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
the concert event of a lifetime. Come experience the dynamic energy of one of the most accomplished musicians of our time, Carlos Santana. Blessings and Miracles Tour 2021, September 29th, First Bank Amphitheater. Take a trip through the hits from Woodstock to Supernatural and a backwards flip into the unknown. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com.
In case you missed it, mortgage rates have plummeted back to their lowest points of the year. Hey, it's Dawn Davenport from 3HL. Don't miss the fresh new chance to lock in your forever loan with Loan Pronto. Call now. Take advantage of Loan Pronto's special zero-cost refi program. You can snag a super lower rate with no junk fees and no closing costs. And listen, they don't just roll closing costs into your loan. They actually cover them for you. Who else does this? If you thought you missed out on the best rates ever, you have another chance. Even if you refinanced last month or last year, you can do it again. Loan Pronto's all digital process is fast, it's easy. Most loans get closed in 14 days and most don't even require an appraisal. Call Loan Pronto now. Start the process before rates spike again. Do it now. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com. 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. Not all loans eligible for zero costs.
What tools are building the Nashville skyline and are chosen by pros everywhere? What tools have a home right here in Jackson, Tennessee, and on the toughest job sites all around the world? DeWalt. We build the tools that are building Tennessee and the world, because DeWalt tools are guaranteed tough. Tennessee tough. If they don't measure up, they don't get painted yellow. DeWalt, guaranteed tough. Learn more at DeWalt.com.
This is a very sad man.
My name's Avery Sadman.
Right, Mr. Sadman.
Sadman.
Is like this way.
Like what way?
Because he spends most of his conscious hours at a job he doesn't like.
Well, yeah, it's a dead-end job. Pay isn't great, not rewarding. I actually kind of hate it.
So, you're a very sad man then.
Yeah.
Don't be sad. Find the job you really want at tnjobfair.com. Employers from across Tennessee want you. Why spend your life doing something you don't like? Go now to tnjobfair.com.
Hi, this is Mark Spain, and with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home hassle-free and close in as little as 21 days. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
855-299 sold.
Certain restrictions apply.
Hello, heavy lifters, newcomers, renters, and buyers. Welcome to your local cat dealer, Thompson Machinery. Your home for cat compact equipment and offers like 0% for 60 months. Visit tmcat.com/big-time support. Terms and conditions apply.
From the 104.5 The Zone Traffic Center.
Couple of problems this morning. Trousdale Drive at Harding Place, we've got a crash. Old Hickory Robinson Road, an accident clearing at Industrial Road. Mount Juliet Bridgework, 40 westbound of Mount Juliet Road has the right lane closed. Mount Juliet Road northbound after 40, right lane also blocked for that work. This report brought to you by visitmississippi.org/goodtimes. Whether it's real sportsbook betting or letting the good times roll, when you take the drive to Mississippi's casinos, know they've gone the extra mile to make your visit safe and enjoyable. Start planning your trip today at visitmississippi.org/goodtimes. Mississippi, good times are close by. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed by the sounds of MC Rawface and DJ Easy Rock. Hit it!
JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone. Auntie Aaron's celebrity DJ today. Listeners handling it during the summer. Some listeners. All but one listener.
All but one.
The YouTube conversation between the fam is just on autopilot.
It is.
I just went in there and was just like, we don't have to be here. It's just a party in there. And they're arguing and saying your face and your mama about like Nick Chubb versus Derrick Henry and who has the best offensive line in football. We're just sitting here just like, we're watching y'all show.
Zach Bunch, Titans going to smack you in the mouth.
Cousin Andrew, you must have drank a C4 this morning because you're on a whole other level, my man. Not Moan, not me, not Shafe, Casey or Zach Bunch or one of these degenerates in this room. So we got birthdays, Moan.
Let's go.
I've got such a good list.
that it's definitely bleeding into the next. It's bleeding into the fourth hour of the show. Cuzzo Mike. Easy, pal.
Cuzzo Mike.
Easy.
JMart.
Easy.
Although he did acknowledge your auntie Erin is killing it though.
All right, so we'll do one here, and then we'll do. This is the teaser for birthdays.
All right.
June Lockhart is 96. Mon. What's your favorite June Lockhart role?
She was in La La Land.
Oh my gosh.
Nope. What about? I know this one for sure. I got this one. Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark 96.
She wasn't in there like one of the grandma. There was no grandma in there.
No, I'm pretty sure there were no grandmothers in Zero Dark 30.
It was Zero Dark 30. I'm sticking to it. That one feels good to me.
It might feel good, but it feels wrong. She was the mother in Lassie for 200 episodes.
The original?
Yeah.
Of course the original. She's 96.
My bad.
She was also in Lost in Space, Petticoat Junction. That's 350. She's a 2-time Emmy winner. And definitely the weirdest thing that I saw on her resume, she was in one episode of the John Larroquette Show.
Wow, that's very random.
Never even heard of it.
She started her career in 1938 in A Christmas Carol.
Oh, goodness.
And she was still in roles in 2019. And now I think she's finally just moved on. At 96, I think I've done what I need to here.
She wasn't in Zero Dark 30.
But just to throw out, she was in an episode of Roseanne, Step by Step, Seventh Heaven, 90210, The Drew Carey Show, Las Vegas, Grey's Anatomy.
Man, had a little run there in the 90s.
Yes, she did.
In the
2000s, too.
While she was in her 70s and 80s.
Actually, you know what? This is the weirdest part of her resume. Yes, the Ren and Stimpy Show. She was a voice in one episode back in 1994.
You idiot.
In 94?
She was also in the new Lassie. So not just the original, Moan.
How many dogs passed away before she got
Lassie? So that's where we are to start birthdays. We got a good list. We'll come back and do that. Plus, PFF's top 10 is out. How right were we? We will discuss. JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
I got pepper spray.
Coming up today with Buck Rising.
We'll get into the Vandy boys with longtime Vanderbilt athletic administrator Larry Leathers. Comedian Josh Black will join us. And, of course, our regular weekly appearance with Coach Dave McGinnis of Titans Radio.
The Buck Rising Show. Today, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
This is Boomer Science with the CBS Sports Minute. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Hall of Famer Doug Gilmour. The undersized, defensive-minded forward played for 7 teams over the course of his 20 seasons, winning the Stanley Cup with Calgary back in 1989. Gilmour recently found himself unexpectedly back in the headlines
The Zone.
Your home for Titans and Vols football. 104.5 The Zone. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. A Cumulus station. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 9:03. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. Vanderbilt, 2 victories away from making it to the championship round of the College World Series. Going to be a tall task to make it, though. Must defeat NC State twice. The Wolfpack already defeated Vanderbilt in this tournament. Kumar Rocker, the expected starter for Vanderbilt today. First pitch set for 1 o'clock this afternoon. Game can be seen on ESPN2. Reds defeated the Braves 5-3. Atlanta, 4 games below 500. The Cubs, first combined no-hitter in franchise history. 4 pitchers shut down the Dodgers 4-0. Sounds walked it off last night, 8-7 win over Charlotte. Nashville SC hosts CF Montreal tomorrow night at Nissan Stadium. Kickoff set for 7:30. The boys in gold won Wednesday night in a thrilling 3-2 come-from-behind win over Toronto FC. Freshman quarterback Kaidon Salter has been dismissed from the Tennessee football program following his arrest this past Saturday for simple possession. The dismissal comes 3 weeks after Salter was reinstated to the team. NBA, Paul George, 27 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists to lift the Clippers past the Phoenix Suns 106-92. Suns still lead the Western Conference Finals 2-1. Montreal defeated Las Vegas 3-2 in overtime. In the NHL last night, the Canadiens have advanced to the Stanley Cup Final, their first berth in the final since 1993. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Vol for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by All 4 Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
Who the hell are you?
Ramon.
You know. Say my name.
Ramon.
You what?
Say my name.
I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are.
Yeah, you do. Do you respect the bad guy? Ramon. Ramon.
Fourth hour of the program, JMart Ramon here on 104.5 The Zone. Jason Martin, Ramon Foster, Jonathan Schaefer here with you. We've got David Ubben coming up in the next segment. We'll talk about Kaidon Salter. Hey. Unfortunately. Probably the last time we're going to talk about Kaidon Salter. Hopefully he'll be able to, get a second chance somewhere and make the most of it, because he certainly didn't make the most of his first one, unfortunately.
Did not.
So, yeah, June Lockhart was tough, and I got called out because she was probably the longest running mother on Lassie, but she actually did replace somebody.
Hey, now.
So there was somebody that had run it before, but she did 200 episodes of it from 58 to 64.
They'll correct you, Jay.
Oh, of course they will.
They'll come at your neck.
And that's fine. She was most known for that role, but yes, there was someone that came before her. All right, Carly Simon, 76, Moan. Who is Carly Simon?
Carly Simon? Wasn't she the actress in La La Land?
Yeah, you've already done that one.
I thought she was in that one too.
Nope.
What about Toy Story 3 voiceover?
Nope. I was thinking maybe she could have been, but no, she wasn't.
She was the mom. I know this one I'm good on. She was the mom in Get Out.
You can get out. Carly Simon's a singer, pretty famous singer. Her father also co-founded Simon & Schuster books, which is interesting. I didn't know that until I started looking at this.
I was thinking.
All right, here's a layup for you, Moan. Jimmy Walker, 74.
Jimmy Walker, JJ.
Correct.
From Good Times.
Okay, I was waiting for you to say what's happening.
Say the wrong show. No, I got that one.
I felt pretty good about that one. I feel decently about this one. Ricky Gervais is 60.
Ricky Gervais. He was in Moonlight. He's a singer, isn't he? Yep. Straight Outta Compton was his best work. Ricky Gervais. Is it NSYNC? Ricky Martin's little cousin? Ricky Williams' homeboy.
I mean, he could be.
He could be. Ricky Gervais. Look at Your Face.
Don't you dare say these all felt right to you.
That last one did.
Ricky Gervais is known for co-creating a television series that was British, where he played the lead, a character by the name of David Brent. that was then brought over here, and that lead was changed to Michael Scott.
The Office.
And was played by Steve Carell.
Should have known that. Should have known that one.
Also, a pretty great awards host.
Is he?
The best.
Because he just gets drunk and makes fun of Hollywood celebrities.
Awesome. Love it because he doesn't need it.
So it's basically this show aside from getting drunk.
Well, unless
where all the
when
bottles go?
Ron's in here.
The bottles are gone.
Wait a minute.
They
They
are
finished those
gone.
off? That's right. They are gone.
Wow.
The bourbon bottle is gone.
Ron took him to Vegas.
The Fireball bottle's even gone.
Yeah, where is the Fireball bottle?
Chad Casual just said, bruh, on the Ricky Gervais.
My bad, y'all. And I love The Office. My bad. They're trying to give me answers, too. Because Mike did not know that he going to write The Office like he knew.
Dude, if you don't, most people probably do know Ricky Gervais from The Office. Do know that he co-created it. It's a pretty big deal. And it's a show you love. So don't say, black people don't know nothing about The Office. All you ever talk about is how much you love The Office.
I love The Office. I almost wore a Shroot Farm shirt in today.
By
My wife has one of those.
The PFF people, as in the actual staff, are starting to get behind Ramon Foster working for PFF.
Yeah?
Mike Renner, Austin Gale,
Yeah?
some of the staffers.
Time to re-up this contract, people.
Angela Kinsey's 50, Moan.
She was the wife in Logan.
Oh,
the prequel to Wolverine.
No,
even I disappointed you right
You
there.
see what I'm doing here, Schaefer?
I know exactly what you're
He
doing.
did. No, what was she in? That's what you said.
Take a guess. What did we just talk about?
She was you're right. He flips it on me.
Jason didn't do anything.
She performed with Aaliyah at the MTV
I'm done.
Music Awards.
I'm done with you.
Angela Kinsey.
Oh, Angela from The Office.
There we go.
I ain't even
You're
hear
still
her
not
name.
getting credit for that.
I do gotta get credit.
You know what?
for
It was
You really think I be listening to you? I ain't listening to you.
That was poor.
Hey,
awful.
don't do me like that, man.
So bad.
Cousin Mike gets top ob. He doesn't get a playlist, but he gets top ob on YouTube. I do know who Ricky Gervais is, but here's what he says. I knew that. My girlfriend is white.
Hey.
Linda Cardellini is 46, Moan.
Linda Cardellini. She's a girl that broke up with the actor in The Social Network. That way we got Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg. She's the girl that broke up.
Could you have made that sentence more clunky than you just did?
Telling you, baby.
Could that
it's
have been
a
more
long
awkward
week.
and painful to listen to?
I know. That was all the way around the block right there.
She's done a lot of stuff. Freaks and Geeks, a bunch of television.
Wasn't in The Wolf of Wall Street?
No.
The Revenant?
She was not the bear in The Revenant.
In a couple of the Avengers movies.
She was?
As
Yes,
a
she
bit
was.
character.
Yeah.
As who?
Well, not really a bit character.
Well, but I mean comparatively to the actual Avengers.
Hawkeye's wife.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's wife? Can't put a face to her.
You remember Endgame?
Yeah.
When they're hanging out at their house?
That's the house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Appreciate you. Appreciate that picture right there.
You're welcome. Busy Phillips is 42.
Busy Phillips. Hey, now. Was in Deadpool. You knew that, Shafe?
Can I be 100 about Busy Phillips?
Please get busy.
I know she's an actress. I don't know who the hell she is. I don't know any of the things she's
See,
done.
I don't either. I'm doing this because I'm in charge here. But I'm actually looking it up to see what it
I know
was she
she's
did.
in a new show.
She was in
that's-
Freaks and Geeks too. It was her and Cardellini were both in Freaks and Geeks.
But I see she's
And
been
she was in Dawson's Creek for a
she's
couple
been a
of years.
celebrity for a while, but
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
She's one
her.
of those people I feel like is famous for being famous.
Yes.
There are people like that. Another example would be Paris Hilton. Back in the day. Famous for being
exactly.
famous. Famous for not really ever doing anything. Just for being famous.
Like I know she's in a new show. I know that. But like I don't know
She
anything
is?
about it. Yeah, because I see
Oh,
commercials
Girls
for
Five
it.
Eva.
Yeah, on Peacock.
That's the Tina Fey, Robert Carlock show.
Yeah. But
She was also in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt for 2 episodes, which was the last Tina Fey, Robert Carlock
I
show.
don't know anything about this person we're talking about.
Welcome to the club.
I'm helping you out on that, Moan. Moan, I got you.
Hey, she was
I
in
got you.
102 episodes of Cougar Town. Cougar Town might be the thing a lot of people know her for.
Okay.
now. And Cougar Town was a great show
And I
that
watched
nobody
that.
watched.
I watched it
Never even
occasionally.
heard of that show.
That's where Courtney Cox had too much Botox.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's just reality.
Mhm.
Stupid. I'm
She did.
spot the lie, man. She ruined
even-
herself.
She
She
even
admitted
admits it.
I'll have to look it up.
Richie Rich is 54.
The rapper?
The cartoon?
The rapper.
The rapper.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Sorry.
He said the cartoon.
I was being
That
stupid.
is a
Here's the difference, Ramon. I was joking. You're being serious.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I ain't trying to hear it today. It's Friday.
Sonia Sotomayor is 67, Moan.
It's just a name in itself. That's broke me. Hacksaw Ridge, dog. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to that one. With a name like that, I'm sticking with that one, dog.
May I answer this?
Hacksaw Ridge, a.k.a. Shafe.
A Supreme Court justice.
Correct.
Mr. Caper said she was in Minister Society.
You done messed up, A.A. Ron!
Supreme Court Justice. So that's 2 that you've missed.
I think I'll be listening to you.
You missed Clarence Thomas. You missed Sonia Sotomayor.
Clarence Thomas, I knew was the one to be singing the song.
Moan, name me one Supreme Court Justice.
Jay,
Current.
you want me to?
He just named you one.
I did. Thank you.
No.
The one you
Jason.
just said. Replay it.
All right, name me one that I didn't just name you.
I can't name it.
Okay.
Who's personally? Chat, name us one right now.
Me?
No,
I can do
I'm
it.
talking about the YouTube chat right now.
Oh, well, you'll start to see that pop
yeah,
up.
because that's great on an audio platform, Ramon.
Yeah,
well
absolutely.
done.
No,
Good
that's
job.
cool.
No, it's good.
We certainly
that's
know
cool.
that they're
You're
not
good, bud.
cheating.
That's cool.
No, it's all right.
Here's one for you. Mike Kroger is 49.
The dude that starred in American Sniper. Nope.
I'm going to say a joke answer. He's the guy in Nickelback.
Correct.
Is he?
Oh, I thought his name was Chad Kroger.
Bassist Mike Kroger.
Oh!
Chad Kroger's the lead singer.
I got it right. I was being stupid.
That's usually how
Whenever
it
you hear
works.
Kroger, you think of 2 things.
The store
Grocery store that people mispronounce Kroger's.
with an S.
The Krogers.
And Nickelback. Yeah, let's go to the Kroger's.
That's basically how it goes.
But yeah, you're right. Nickelback.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Safe. Proud of you.
Ramon, it ain't that hard. I got it right, and I was being stupid.
That's usually how it goes, my dog.
Did this dude just did this?
Yep.
I was looking
Who
to see
else
if there
we
was
got?
if there was no. I think we've done enough damage. Quite frankly. We'll bring in David Ubben. Do you know who David Ubben is?
Yeah, I met him in Knoxville.
You did. I met him in Knoxville.
Yeah,
too.
he
I
was
forgot about
a little
that.
standoffish because I think COVID had him.
He was
I went and shook his hand without thinking about it.
Yeah.
You threw it out there.
Yeah, it was a little weird trying to navigate that.
Weird.
Because everybody's out there. Weird.
Weird.
It was a little weird just navigating all
Weird.
that. Except Madison gave me a big
Have you ever had the grab the apple moment?
What?
Nothing more awkward than somebody's coming for a fist pound and you're going this way.
Oh,
you end up
yeah.
grabbing the
We've
apple.
all,
that
we've
on
all done
purpose
that.
now.
Yeah, we've all done that.
That's when you can't make eye contact with that person again for about a month or 2.
Yeah, but you feel ashamed.
It's like, I don't know why I just grabbed your fist, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
You've actually done that?
I've seen it done. I don't know that I've ever done it. I've had some real awkward handshake moments where I'll go for a high five and other people will not or something like that.
Jason, we're white. I'm sure we've done that.
Chad
at some
Casual
point.
said Judge Judy. What's wrong with you?
Do you know she's not a Supreme Court justice?
No,
Mo?
she's a TV judge getting paid like $50 million a year.
She getting some bank. Bank.
Yeah, her money's
Stupid money.
she's getting paid Dory Jackson money.
Yeah.
Alex Rodriguez was like, wow, I ain't even making that.
Cousin Danny's just laying out the entire Supreme Court bench right now on Twitter for you.
Lies, Danny. That was enough time for you to research it.
I mean, you have Comey Barrett as Coney Barrett, but that's all right. Everything else, oh, Judge Joe Brown.
Judge Joe Brown.
Judge Joe Brown.
Of all the judges on TV,
He's one of them.
yeah, he's definitely the most recent
in
one I've
Memphis?
mentioned. Judge Mathis was my guy.
Mathis is your guy?
Wapner is the
Well,
OG.
I mean, back in the day, yeah.
Wapner's the OG.
I'm talking about the people that are on now.
Mathis is your guy?
I like Judge Mathis. If I was going to watch one of those, I would watch Judge Mathis.
We need to just have it on.
Mr. Cable says the Honorable Judge Mathis.
Sorry, brother.
Put respect on Greg Mathis's name. David Ubben's next. JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
More Vols and SEC talk than anywhere else in Nashville. The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. This afternoon starting at 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's Ramon. And when it comes to selling your home, there can be a lot of uncertainty during the process. But I know the people that can provide certainty, which also helps provide a peace of mind, and that's Open Door. Hundreds of thousands of people have already experienced the certainty of using Open Door, and you can too. Go to opendoor.com, exactly how it sounds. Answer a few quick questions about your home, then complete a contact-free video walkthrough and get your offer in just a few steps. If you like that offer, you can sell your house directly to Open Door. No do-it-yourself repairs, no prep work, no showings. Period. That's it. You get the offer, you can close when you are ready, and you can do it all online. That is certainty, okay? Get your free offer at opendoor.com/myoffer. Again, that's opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies, and Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage, Inc. License 02061130 in California, Open Door Brokerage, LLC, and its other markets.
What tools are building the Nashville skyline and are chosen by pros everywhere? What tools have a home right here in Jackson, Tennessee, and on the toughest job sites all around the world? DeWalt. We build the tools that are building Tennessee and the world, because DeWalt tools are guaranteed tough.
I guess just your thoughts on, and it's probably the last time, unfortunately, we're going to talk about him really on these airwaves, just how poorly this went for the young man.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think the biggest thing is it's not really about Reed necessarily. It's just about you can't do pretty basic things that they're asking you to do. If you're getting in trouble with an incident where weed is involved in the dorms, and then you get reinstated, and 3 weeks later you get pulled over in a car and you have weed on you, well, he basically didn't give Josh Heupel a choice. And I think Tennessee is fortunate in that they've got a pretty full quarterback room right now, but it's like I said, it's more about just you can't do really basic things to stay out of trouble and do the things that can keep you reinstated. And if you've got 2 strikes like that in such a short amount of time, especially at the quarterback position where there's so much trust and so many things that you need to do. I mean, again, I didn't think Josh Heupel really had a choice there.
So now, what's the choice in the quarterback room? Because that's still going to be the question. How do you assess the quarterbacks remaining on the roster? It wasn't like they didn't have quantity. The question was what level of quality they had, but how do you assess that position as it stands now?
Well, they have a lot of promise, and I think ultimately I'm not going to blame the quarterbacks for their numbers the last few years. I don't, I've said and written this before, but I'm not sure Pat Mahomes could have thrown for 2,500 yards in that offense the last few years. So, I think whoever wins this job will have success. They've got good talent and people that can run this offense. I would not bet against Joe Milton. I still think Harrison Bailey can get in the mix there. Those are the 2 most talented guys. Does Hendon Hooker make a splash? I think he'll be, he could be a factor. Brian Maurer, kind of the dark horse there, but this is pretty wide open heading into camp, and it's going to be an interesting first few weeks of camp for sure.
With Coach Heupel being fresh on campus, with the Kaidon Salter situation going on, David, this isn't a situation where the coach is quitting on the kid, just to clarify this. This is the kid basically allowing himself to be booted at this point, right?
I mean, yeah, ultimately, again, when you miss all of spring and then you get reinstated in June and before the month's out, you're getting, cited for marijuana possession, especially when the previous incident was involved, weed was involved. I don't think you can call it quitting on the kid. It's just, how many more times can you screw up before, you got to do something somewhere else. And that's kind of where, that's kind of where they left it.
Right, and with that losing of players, it also opens up opportunities as Heupel and his staff has been recruiting crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a coaching staff recruit this wild in the offseason right now. But one of those guys we also lost was Malachi Wideman. With his situation, one of the things I took from his statement was, I'm embarking on a future that will allow me to showcase my God-given talents on a solid platform in basketball and football. When he says solid platform on basketball, he's not really talking about what Rick Barnes has for him. He's probably speaking more about the football. What's the potential? What was the potential for this kid at Tennessee? And are you shocked that he's chosen to leave at this point?
No, I mean, he's certainly a talented guy. I think he is a guy that if he can kind of figure out some things and get things done that he needs to, the next. Wherever his next stop is, I think he's a guy that can have some success. But, I think the pandemic, the academic transition, all those things, the transition to the next level, I think it was difficult on him. And I think the coaching transition, not having, a normal situation, I think it was hard. So hopefully wherever he goes, it works out for him. I think it's another situation where, I don't know how much of a choice Tennessee's staff, really kind of had on that one. I think it's a deal where, he's got to figure out some things to have some success at the next level. And the transition to college can be difficult. And hopefully that's one that he can make at some point.
David, what's your reaction to the Supreme Court and the NCAA earlier this week? Do you feel like we're getting to a place where, at least within, maybe we would have said maybe within our lifetimes, but now we're hopefully it'll be sooner than that. But do you feel like amateurism is a term that is going to be outdated sooner rather than later?
Well, I would argue it's been outdated for a couple decades. But yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, it's going to be sort of certainly redefined. I mean, where this goes, in terms of the Supreme Court aspect of it, it's going to be really complicated. In the short term, I don't think it means that much. I think certainly the Supreme Court decision, takes a step toward pay for play. Does college sports ever get there in our lifetimes? I'm not sure. I just think the economic structure of higher education is going to be really tough to let that happen. But, should it happen? I think absolutely it should. The logistics are a huge question. But, right now there's so much on people's plate with NIL, and that's, a week away from becoming reality. So that's going to be, its own sort of difficult transition for everybody involved. And I think that's, short term on the Supreme Court decision. I don't think it will affect that much, but I've heard it compared to a fullback clearing the way for a running back to get in the end zone and bring another suit to the Supreme Court in the future on basically just how exploitive the economic structure of college sports is. And anybody who thinks it isn't, just quite frankly, isn't paying attention or doesn't understand economics, because it is.
So the fullback in this case could also be Brett Kavanaugh. Because it was the concurring opinion that really seemed to clear the way, because in that opinion, he was laying out the groundwork for future litigation, as well as kind of telling the NCAA and telling Mark Emmert, hey, here's what you need to do because we've got our eyes on you right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And, I mean, you're not going to have them change anything unless they have to, because, again, the whole economic structure is built around free labor. And that's, I haven't ever had anyone give me a good reason why football should have to subsidize so many other things on campus when there's so much other money that's going to other places other than in players' pockets. And it is, again, the closer you get to it, the more nakedly exploitive you see it is. But the toothpaste is so far out of the tube that now, we could have a Supreme Court situation where it does force the entirety of college sports to try and shove toothpaste back in a bottle. And I don't know if you've ever tried to do that, but it gets messy.
When it comes down to this, the biggest talking point of all of this is the amount of money that the NCAA has made, and now with the potential of these kids being able to earn money too. So the question I have for you is, what's the actual potential for a guy? What's the actual potential money for a guy to be made? Let's say starting DN, quarterback, wide receiver. Like, how far can this go as far as the salaries of these guys or the endorsements of these student athletes?
Well, it's going to be all over the place. I actually wrote about this earlier this year. I think back in last September, I wrote about kind of what they can earn. Talked to some people who understand the market. In cost per impressions is going to be a huge. I mean, a lot of this is going to be on social media. It's going to be all over the map, quite frankly. So I would encourage folks to look that up on The Athletic. Yes. If you want to Google how much money will Tennessee athletes be able to earn on social media. But the rough numbers that they ran by me is, last year, if Jarek Garantano would have been able to monetize his social media feeds, he could have made about $130,000. Trey Smith could have made about $70,000. Harrison Bailey, $40,000. Eve Pons, $25,000. Henry To'o, about $20,000. A lot of this, in Jarrett's case, was building it through recruiting. When you're, a five-star quarterback and people want to know where you're going, I would encourage, again, recruits to sell subscriptions to their recruiting updates and do that solely through their own channels. Honestly, that's a great way for them to monetize themselves early on. And then you have that first of all, you have money, and then of course you have a following because people want to know what's going on. And I think a lot of this is going to be on social media. You're not going to see a lot of Nike commercials with guys. I mean, there's going to be a few of that with the Trevor Lawrences of the world and the Zion Williamsons, but a lot of it's going to be on social media. A lot of it's going to be autograph signings at car dealerships and social media posts and camps back home, businesses back home. If the pharmacy wants to put up a cardboard cutout of you back in your hometown because they're proud of this, hometown kid who's playing for the big state university, how much money do they want to pay you for that? Probably a decent amount. There's just so many opportunities and so many different fronts. Again, I think a lot of this is going to be social media, but I think a lot of it is going to be, ways that people haven't even thought of. I mean, the possibilities are really endless right now.
That idea about the recruiting deal, that's a really interesting concept. Moan, you and I and Schaefer, we've talked about just off-air in conversations about the guys that are like, hey, I visited this school, and here's like a social media post to show it, and I'm wearing the uniform and all this other kind of stuff. That whole pre-recruiting process and just the look at me process for prospects, that's through the roof, David. Like, we're seeing that more and more by the day, it seems like, especially for football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen, like, people are willing to pay for recruiting information. It's not going to be for everybody. But if you're Arch Manning, right? If he was writing 500-word, blog posts about every update in his recruiting, how much would people pay for that? How many people would pay for that? I mean, goodness gracious. Like, off the charts, right?
Yes.
If you're charging, I know a little bit about the subscription model.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
I see.
if you're charging $5 a month for Arch Manning's recruiting updates, he's making some scratch, just putting up, a Patreon or something or some small platform. He doesn't need that money. But my point is, like, where people are living and dying with every little thing that they do, I think that's a great way for kids to make money.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be like ridiculous money being made. I say that, and a guy could leave a college as a millionaire if you speak about like a guy like Trevor Lawrence in the sense of like what he could have made. But the other part of it is we've seen universities raise money through boosters, through donors, through whatever you want to call it, and we've seen teams also get handed down mean sanctions from the NCAA because of booster involvement or going to the house for a steakhouse for a steak dinner or a cookout. So are there regulations on boosters like alumni of universities, or is it just if it's for you, you can get it now?
I mean, that's going to be the question. I don't think there will be much oversight because, I think Florida released something yesterday. I didn't get a chance to see it. I was busy yesterday, basically saying that their boosters could not employ or participate in this. Well, that begs the question, what is a booster? That's a very complicated question. Yeah, that's a very complicated question.
Yeah.
And also, would that hold up? Can you even enforce that? I'm not sure you can even enforce that. On what grounds? So, yeah, I mean, again, the rules are quite literally being made up as we speak, and no one knows how this is going to shake out. I don't think there'll be much oversight. That if we get into a place where quote unquote boosters can't be a part of this, I'll be shocked if that is the reality when the dust kind of settles on this. I think schools are panicking because the reality is that money that would usually be going to donations is going to be going into players' pockets. I'm not really going to shed many tears for that. That. I'm fine with that. I think that's the market correcting itself. And so, yeah, I'm not real broken up about that, but I think that's causing some panic at schools that, hey, this guy that was going to give us a $500,000 donation is now giving $10,000 to, 5 players, every year.
I mean, look, Clemson had a program when I lived in South Carolina. I think it still exists called IPTAY, and it was I pay $10 a year. And it was booster money going straight to the athletic department to try and support the football program. So, yeah, maybe it changes the distribution towards the players and not the thing. The other thing that you always hear, I want to get your thoughts on this quickly before we let you go, is what about these other sports that are not revenue generating? Is there fear there with all the changes that are happening that there are sports that could become casualties of the new system?
Well, two things with that. One, I don't think so. Two, I think a lot of these sports, they're going to be able to monetize their NIL as well. And three, if donations dip, if you're cutting sports, that's a decision. That's not a necessity. You can shift money around. There's a lot of money being made. And the economics of college sports have been so broken that when anytime anything happens, everybody starts whipping out the threat of, I have to cut sports. Like, no, you could cut some salaries and have some hard questions about how you're, distributing some of that money. But the idea that, oh, no, our first instinct is to cut sports is it's a little ridiculous. And it's, I understand a lot of these sports don't make money and don't do those things. But again, I've never heard a good answer to the question of why football players should have to subsidize all of these things. I mean, again, the economic structure of college sports is so irreparably broken that, like, all logic just doesn't really make sense because none of it makes sense.
No. And Dave, just in our conversation today, clearly you're on the side of Aaron Rodgers when it comes down to him being able to sit out and still be able to get paid. If it's all about getting the ownership, you're all for it, is what it sounds like, Dave.
I mean, more or less. I don't know that much about Aaron Rodgers' situation, but I enjoy people that do actual work and that people who are putting it on the line getting paid, and less about I suppose corporations and large groups being okay. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
One quick thing, Vitello, now that LSU has hired Arizona's coach, Vitello and the Vol baseball team, even though it didn't go great in Omaha, what did the season do for the state of Tennessee athletics in terms of just the optimism surrounding it and just kind of a feeling that there is kind of a new day dawning with a lot of young coaches or guys like Rick Barnes that aren't young but are successful?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, for Tennessee fans, when they're wearing the power tee, there's been a lot of hanging their head, for most of in a lot of sports, especially football. And I think it was nice for them for a while to be able to wear the power tee and pound their chest and say, hey, we dominated LSU. We watched Arkansas lose. Tennessee is one of the last teams standing. That I don't think you can put a price on. And baseball is one of the few things that is really allowing fans to do that and really get excited and provide some atmospheres like you saw in the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a matter of time before that, when that becomes official. But I think the excitement and the optimism that it provided, I don't think you can really put a price tag on that.
Appreciate it, David.
Absolutely,
Always a pleasure, my
Dave.
friend.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's David Ubben of The Athletic. At David Ubben is where you can find him. He wrote an awesome piece, by the way. We didn't even get to talk about this specifically. Inside Tennessee's official visits under Josh Heupel, players-only meetings, river cruises, and hard conversations. It goes into how they're handling the official visits, taking them on the river, on the boat, and all this other kind of stuff.
Beautiful.
It's wild over in Knoxville.
Beautiful, man.
They're trying to use everything that they can. It's a great piece. And if you're not subscribing to The Athletic, then you're missing out on a whole lot of great content. That's what we'll say. When we come back, man, it has been a super petty week. I know we still have the PFF Top 10. Maybe we'll run through it fast, but we are going to tell you something good on the way out the door. We'll do that next. It's JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
Need a Titans fix? Bam! Just ask Alexa to play 104.5 The Zone. Your home for Titans football and the flagship for Titans radio. 104.5 The Zone.
One of the most important decisions you'll ever make is who to trust when it's time to sell your home. Hey, this is Dawn Davenport from 3HL. And whether you need to upsize, downsize, or just want to take advantage of this red-hot market, Mark Spain
JMart Ramon, 104.5 The Zone, finishing up another fun week. Super petty week at times.
Man, big week.
One day it was that Rhett just said we were basically shooting off Roman candles at each other.
That was
for
Wednesday.
4 hours.
That
was a day. If you missed any part of this show, podcast it. Go back and listen to Wednesday's show if you just want to laugh.
Ooh.
Wild day to say the least. But catch up if you missed David Ubben, a great conversation with him. Here just now, also Mike Keith, the new Hall of Famer. Congrats to him and to all the inductees. Looking forward to watching that tomorrow night. News Channel 5 Plus, I believe, as well as Facebook.
That's correct.
Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame. They worked really hard, and it's just cool to have the ceremony back and all that they're going to be doing. It's going to be well worth the time. All right, we're going to do the PFF Top 50, Top 10 here in just 1 second, but real fast. We don't need the intro for it, but I did find one little tell me something good story that was pretty cool. Jeff is a 58-year-old dad. He was laid off due to COVID cutbacks. So he's 58, which means it's going to be hard to find a new job. A lot of people not looking for 58-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't want to retire. He wanted to find something. And what was his dream job? He said something public-facing, something that would keep me on my feet. And so he looked up, and this tweet is from his daughter. My dad has been laid off due to COVID. Now that he's vaccinated, he's itching to go back to work. So I told him I'd help him with his resume. I asked him where he wants to work, and he said, so earnestly, Costco seems like a nice place. Wow. I'm going to cry, LOL. So Costco saw it. The CEO of the company saw it, reached out to managers in his area. They contacted him. He wasn't sure he'd even get an interview, but he filled out the application. He got an interview and was hired by Costco.
Wow.
So he got the job that he wanted. He found a job through this whole deal, and Rebecca changed her name on Twitter to Rebecca Mix, proud daughter of a Costco employee.
Ooh.
So the company saw it, knew what was going on, and it just shows all of this. And she tried really hard. He's a constantly cheerful man, extremely good at making nachos, who just kind of wants to work for Costco. I know, and it says, Costco, I know you're not on Twitter, but they still got to him.
They got to him.
Pretty cool story, man.
Universe working, man.
Pretty cool story. And he's wearing a Lions shirt, so he needed a win.
That's awesome.
Yep, that's the show. That's
the
it.
show right
That's
there.
it. Yep.
I did it. He's wearing a Lions shirt.
Yep.
Detroit Lions
Tell me
shirt.
something good, and then shik.
Thief of joy.
Brought that.
That's right.
Bringing right back down to earth, Jason.
That's right.
PFF Top 10.
Bringing us back to earth.
Speaking of thief of joy.
No doubt. First off, it says the ranking below a projection of what we think will happen, not necessarily a reaction to a previous season. Positional value not considered here, which explains why anybody could get in, okay? So what did we say yesterday? We said, guys, that we felt like the 10 we thought would be here. Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, Kelsey, Kittle, Nelson, Aaron Donald, Lamar Jackson, DK Metcalf, and Adams.
Yep.
Okay?
Who's here starting at 10?
Yep.
Let's go.
Aaron Rodgers is 10.
Take him off the list considering he got to opt out.
You, Aaron Rodgers.
Number 9 is a tight end.
Kittle.
Yep.
Yep.
Number 8 is a linebacker.
Leonard.
Nope. Not somebody we discussed at any point during our top 50. Yep.
Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner.
Solid for a long time.
Number 7, quarterback.
Tom.
Yep. Number 6, edge rusher. Another guy we never mentioned.
Hope it ain't JJ.
No.
One of the Smith brothers.
Nope.
I don't know who the edge rusher.
Khalil Mack.
So he's gonna have a bounce back year?
Boy, I guess. Yeah, top 10.
He wasn't even on my radar.
Highest grade edge defender in the NFL last season.
What was his
Only
stats?
Mack and TJ Watt finished the year with PFF grades above 90 in run defense and a pass rusher. His 5th above 90 in 7 years at the NFL level.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't hear his name mentioned much last year.
Either. My homeboy's a Bears fan. It was like, what did we get into?
Mm-hmm. Number 5. We even talked about Roquan Smith in a list of 25 under 25. Didn't even talk about Khalil Mack. Number 5, wide receiver.
No, it ain't Cheetah. Adams.
Yep. Number 4, offensive lineman.
Quentin.
Yep. Number 3, tight end.
Kelsey.
Yep. Number 2, quarterback.
Brady.
No, we already did that.
Oh, who's my other quarterback that's left? Mahomes.
It's 2.
So Aaron Donald's
That's
number
correct.
1.
Aaron Donald number 1.
So what does that mean?
That means no Lamar.
Which
That
is
means
huge.
No Darius Leonard.
And
top 50 players.
And no DK Metcalf.
And of that group, I'm more pissed about Darius Leonard not being on that list of top 50.
In the top 50.
In the
yes.
top 50.
Yes.
I'm more
Totally
chapped
agree.
about. He just made all pro last year.
I'm shocked Lamar's not in the top 50.
I'm
shocked.
I'm surprised.
I'm not even necessarily.
I'm surprised DK's not in the top 50.
In 50, but I thought putting him in the top 10 was just
Would have been
crazy.
ridiculous.
We got to revisit this list like on Monday to just break down those 3 that didn't make it, where they could be.
Well, and here's the thing. They're saying it's based off projections, which
It's what they're expecting this year.
Yeah.
Well, Lamar's got receivers. The Grinch grin. But they love him as a stat line, though, don't they?
See, that's where I'm like, because they're an analytics group and all this stuff, I felt like Lamar would make it whether he deserved to be top 10 or whatever. I'm shocked he's not in the top 50.
Wow.
Anywhere.
Are you shocked by this list? Like, this is
by the omissions.
By the
By
omissions.
some of the omissions, I'm shocked because you can go back through, deeper into like the 30s and 40s and stuff like that. And it's like, well, how did these guys get in? But you're leaving out those guys.
It's even more ludicrous that the fact that, I'll say it again, Myles Garrett is still 25 on this list, though. I think
I
that's
still think
off.
that's way too low.
Yep.
So there it is. So we can look at, again, Dak Prescott's number 50, but Lamar's not on the list. Dak Prescott's number 50, but Darius Leonard's not on the list. DK Metcalf's not on the list.
We got to revisit what's Baltimore Super Bowl odds in.
Remember what I told you my hot take was for this season, right? Baltimore won't make the playoffs.
You did say that.
We'll talk about it more on Monday. Good luck to Vandy today and this weekend. We'll recap that for you on Monday as well.
Yes.
Buck Rising, who apparently wore the uniform today, the Ramon Foster uniform at the very least. He's
I
up
wore it
next.
first.
Stick with the zone all day. We'll talk to you on Monday. For Ramon Foster and Jonathan Schaefer, I'm Jason Martin. We are, of course, 24/7, 365 on Twitter at JMart and Ramon. Have a wonderful weekend, fam.
Please let Buck know I wore it first, and that your Twitter fingers and your mic is always
And if
out.
you're wearing a Lions shirt, you need a dub.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Sometimes they just get down to business.
We got a little business here on the table.
Blaine and Mickey, this afternoon, 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.